Okay, so today, what day? Went Tuesday, the like second or third? Second. Okay, June 2nd. We're gonna do what we did last week. Go down to, oh, where did my glasses go? Okay, we have a Forerunner here backwards, and actually my Persian neighbor put his backwards in the corner, and then this morning and then last night, a guy put a Maserati SUV backwards in my side of the garage, all in corners with like corner matching things, and he's in the corner too. So the direct link would be probably this guy here with the same build, car, and color as my neighbor in Woodland Hills, right? And we're seeing these connected events that happen.
Right.
I mean, I've seen them for 19 years, but since I've noticed what they're doing, but these connect events, like for example, about 3 weeks ago, I was out here. We had our black pickups over there where we keep getting. We had a raised elevated one on the way. We had by the Starbucks out here. They put a raised elevated one. I went to a Guru on the way home, a raised elevated one, and then one in Woodland Hills, a raised elevated, all by Starbucks.
Really?
A note about Starbucks. One of the things I want to mention, because we were talking so much about Starbucks last time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as we sort of, if you want to point out the
two backwards.
Okay.
Together right there in the corner.
Wow,
they're all four backwards together.
Yeah, right. What are these? Might be the same Ultimas, two Ultimas here. They would have, like, I'd go to Starbucks and I'd sit down and try to get work done or be social, and they would actually hire black girls at the Starbucks to harass me.
There's another one backwards.
Yeah, this one by itself backwards, and that one.
And that one.
Okay, so remember that the horn honkings and twos that we're hearing on all these videos, I don't want to say originate here, but they start back up here last month when I was leaving Brittany's office, and someone right in the spot here to the right did it, honked twice, and then the next week another different person saw me and honked twice there. And now even driving to Oxnard, like 2 days ago I drove to Oxnard all the way down to the coast, Oxnard, PCH, everywhere, and on the whole day I have people honking twos in each and every city. Okay, so now we have this truck here. He's, hey, you know, we gotta
backing in.
There's Kevin. We gotta piss him off, right?
Right.
Okay, so now Brittany, I mean, I'm a bad guy, right? I'm a horrible monster. I need to die, and so I clearly am making them do this, right?
Oh yeah, clearly you're doing nothing wrong.
Right? I mean, who are you? Who are you? Did I sleep with your wife or something? Imaginarily sleep with your wife? Right? Okay, so
there's more backwards.
let's see. Pick up. These are the same colors.
And right there.
Okay, so even though this is in every parking lot in the world, it's directed at me. Okay, so
there's the red one backwards.
Okay, so the red one backwards, and this row. Look at all the pickups in this row.
So many.
Right, 1, 2. Oh, only 2, I guess, in other cars. Okay, so
3. But that's forward.
3. Okay, so what you're seeing is they're not going to stop, correct?
Right.
They've been going since 5 years old. I think you asked me the other day, right, Brittany? Or you texted me. Why are they doing this? Someone put fuck off and dog shit on my car. I'm guessing it's the Asian with the groupings of gray Civics that are on video that videoed Brittany. Showing his anger with the "you don't talk or we kill you," working with the government, police, and Brittany's co-workers.
Why does it want you to go right?
The GPS gets confused.
Oh, okay.
It's the fastest route.
Take the next right on 1000 Oaks Boulevard.
Okay, so what I was saying about Starbucks, just to give you an idea.
Right toward Southwest Lake Boulevard.
2001, after during being run out of pool halls for no reason at everyone in the world, go to a Starbucks, buy a coffee, you're a dead man. 100 to thousands of people per day, like we're seeing here, verbally harassing me, walking by, talking to a friend, harassing me, you name it, just minute by minute, like we keep seeing. Or I shouldn't say we keep seeing, I should say I'm showing Brittany. So here's some protesters out here. I was waving to them earlier. And people are posting Black Lives Matter, and so I posted All Lives Matter. And I put a little thing at the bottom, like if you believe that only Black Lives Matter, you're a hypocrite trying to be popular or something. You know, like,
Next right.
because and obviously the reason I posted that was because we saw the black person.
Turn right onto the US 101 South at traffic.
You know, we witnessed at Cedars Sinai last week on a video that black girl ripping into me, right? And I'm supposedly a white supremacist to this black girl in the middle of Beverly Hills I've never seen before, with every black person on the planet trying to kill me because I kissed a black girl at 8 years old. But they can't say what it's about specifically. You're just a white supremacist. You're an angry, bitter white supremacist. But what's it about? I mean, you can't just be a white supremacist. You have to have done something or walk around with swastikas saying, like, black people, like, whatever, shut your ears, Brittany, niggers need to die or something. And that's obviously not derogatory. It's a point I'm making about what a white supremacist would do.
Right, and you've never done any of
Correct. And now my haters will take that out of context statement, look what Kevin said, and they'll leave everything out of the entire thing and give it to the world, right? Okay, so, and that's the point, is people don't do that unless they're hunting you, unless they're stalking you, unless they have media tools with media outlets.
Right.
Okay, so I would go to Starbucks, and the employees, they would actually hire black people to keep provoking me, trying to get reactions to say Kevin hates black people, right? And then they had porn star, hundreds of porn stars, but porn star Jada Fire would follow me to coffee bean at Starbucks, and I don't know what she wanted, because they all do the same thing. It's like, if I talk to them, he's stalking me, and if I don't talk to them, he's stalking me.
Right.
And I only talked to one, I think, and it was like Vanessa Blue, or I said hi to Lisa Del Sierra, who followed me at Encino Starbucks, and I'm stalking her. But I never said anything mean, like, you stupid bitch, I'm gonna slit your throat, whatever, right? Okay, so, yeah, so the point is that if I even say hi to a girl, I'm stalking them. There's worldwide kill operation. Okay? And if I can't tell you how many people I've never met that don't know exist, or claiming that I'm stalking them and won't leave them alone across the internet. And things like this, I don't even know they exist. They're having imaginary schizo combos by posting subtweets, and each one has some kind of, you won't leave me alone, is that? You're like, who are you? I don't
You don't even know these people, but they all know you.
Yeah, so, and then if you give them the reaction, then you're really a dead man.
Right.
And if you don't give them the reaction, they make shit up.
Exactly. It's like the exact opposite is true. A lot of the things that they say about people,
Yeah. So just know that Starbucks was actually hiring black girls to take turns of anger and rage on me, and then say I'm a white supremacist. Okay? And these things all link to a lot of our other conversations, linking to Ryan Hirsch in 8th grade, that Brian Weaver bullied, and then the entire school system and Brian Weaver and Ryan Hirsch said that I bullied Ryan Hirsch with my father. You know it was Brian Weaver.
Right.
And then they lumped it together. Jason Gordon punched me in the stomach, and then they said I'm stalking Jason Gordon and things like that. And then if you watch like the movie Ted, which is a great movie, there's 100 references about me, and then the things with Jason Gordon. The whole concept of the movie is they're trying to say that Kevin Perlman is Ted.
Oh.
It's a long story. It's a combination. It's a split hidden message between Ted Bundy and a dickless teddy bear. And the reason they're saying this, I didn't want to get sidetracked. In my office, I was building a database. I think we had this conversation on one of the videos.
Yeah.
I was testing a database I was building, and I was typing in names in the name data field. Fred, Bill, Joe, Bob, Al Bundy, Ted Bundy, Einstein, Wilma. Oh, he typed in Ted Bundy. He's a serial killer. He's a sexual predator.
Right.
Okay, well, you just took, like we were just discussing, one thing out of a list of 1,000 and made it to what you wanted, right?
Exactly.
Okay, So while my family's running around saying I'm a sexual predator and a serial killer and I can't be trusted and I'm a womanizer and all these things, they can't possibly exist because if you're a womanizer, you have to sleep with like hundreds and hundreds of girls.
Right.
You can't be a womanizer before that.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
It makes no sense.
yeah. Okay, and then the whole thing with teddy bears has to do with a little joke I was joking around with my brother when I was a kid, putting Freddy Krueger glove on a teddy bear, calling him Freddy Ruxpin or something, I don't remember. And
So something harmless.
yeah, and then Brian Longbotham hiring me to do Holly Weird with what's his name, Wes Craven, the writer and producer of Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, these things are all connecting.
Yeah.
And him telling me that O.J. Simpson, that Wes Craven was joking, wanted to do a prank or something. So can I splice in a clip of O.J. Simpson fleeing the scene on this visual effect piece we are doing? Obviously, finding out that he's framing me. Hey, Kevin's fucking with Wes Craven to destroy my name worldwide.
Right.
Okay, so all these things with Teds and teddy bears and nightmares, they're all linking together on someone's anger and rage that I'm going to rid you of the world and try to make me feel or think that I'm a bad guy. This is my, that I deserve what I get. With their little schizo idea reference messages, right?
Right, which is...
Okay, so I don't even know how he... So anyways, that's... When you see the movie Ted, there's all sorts of references that are supposed to be about the writer's perception of my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, to close this topic up, what writer wants me dead? That was closest to me growing up. His name would be Darren Moiselle. My brother's friend, Darren Moiselle. The guy that held a knife up to my throat, making their little movie Psychos, saying, let's make him the fifth member of the Bee Gees. Okay?
Jeez.
And while his supposedly harmless little Psychos movie wasn't so harmless because he's trying to make it look like I suffer trauma and I'm crazy, right?
That's fucked up. I didn't...
Yeah, so we have Darren Moselle, a Hollywood writer, and he's probably spewing out to all the writers, just rid Kevin of the world. Okay? And he knows too much. He's figuring things out.
Right.
Okay? Okay, so unfortunately Brittany didn't write questions, and Brittany is a little... I can edit this out if you want. Brittany's a little nervous about going down to Beverly Hills or LA area. I told her it's not a big deal. The whole... What you call it? The curfew is 8 p.m. if it's still in effect, and it's not that bad. It's not as bad as they make it out to be. Okay.
It says, on here, this is from the last time. What did they take from it?
Yeah, okay, so unfortunately Brittany didn't write any notes, so I like when she asks me, freeforms it and asks me questions that I'm not prepared, because I don't want any of the douchebags going, well, Kevin's taking control of the conversation, right? I mean, like, Brittany can ask me, like I said, at Foreplay 20 years ago, ask me anything, and I said, people don't say that, you're crazy. Right? No.
They said take.
So, yeah, on the internet, trying to make me look crazy, because I'm showing that I have nothing to hide, right? Someone that has something to hide is going to be like, don't ask me questions. I'm not going to ask that. Don't have, Brittany, you can ask whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. You can ask me if I had fucking sex with sheep when I was in college. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I would have no reason to ask that.
Well, but the point is, the answer's going to be no, I didn't.
Right,
But,
of course.
okay, so we left off. So I felt that was a very important question Brittany asked me. What do they take from me? So I wrote this list in about 5 minutes, really fast. But at least I wasn't free-forming it in the car. So can you just read this loud enough?
Sure. It says, believe it or not, you have the right to have a personality without being hunted and killed for it. Given some psychotic idea that there are no mistakes in life since in any imperfection, I'll be hunted and killed over with worldwide support since 5 years old. Sabotaged every girl I ever liked. Possibility of ever having friends since 5 years old. Every constitutional right, protection, any aspect of freedom. Designing a Concordance for trial. Incompetence for trial.
Okay, yeah, okay, so that's all I wrote. I'm sure there's a million more if we get into specifics, but it gives you an idea. Everything, on every level. Okay? And it's minute by minute attacks worldwide, on the internet, off the internet, everywhere we go. People walk up, any verbal communication with any person in the world is some kind of mimic. I give reference to psychological warfare tactic, you name it. And it's not about anything, except you know what you did. Right?
That's awful. I mean, any possibility of ever having anyone to even talk to. Like, you can't even
Anyone.
talk
My
to
own
people.
family threw me under the bus at 5 years old. And you see that every interaction is their pure anger and rage at me, right?
Right, you can't just have like a conversation.
No, and that whole thing about like being human, like we talked about last week, I'm not treated like a human being. Human beings talk to each other. You know, Kevin, that's obnoxious when you do that. Or Kevin, God, you know, boy, Kevin, you go to a lot of coffee shops. I mean, it seems kind of weird to me. Okay, none of that. Nothing. Just, we own you. We control you. You went to 2 coffee shops a month. Zap, I shut the counterpart up your ass.
Right.
Okay?
There's no
Well, humans don't treat humans like that. That's how slaves were treated, you know, when they were property. And they went around going, you know, they're just dumb, ignorant monkeys and things like that, right?
less than.
Yeah.
Just horrible.
You know, and don't take that out of context. I'm making a point.
Right. No, exactly.
And that's the point. Now, there should be a DVD, Wizards DVD.
Oh, it was beside you. I don't know.
Is it down by you? It should be toward, I think, it might fall towards you. Oh, here it is.
You got it?
Okay, so, I mean, about 2 years ago, one of our early sessions, I had Brittany sit down with me and watch the movie Wizards here. And I just bought this for Brittany, I guess, but more to make a point on camera. And people don't even watch DVDs anymore. But
I have a DVD player.
that's good. Okay, so this is the movie Wizards, 1977 Wizards. You can have this. She's seen it. I don't know if you remember it. Do you remember what we watched?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So everything we're talking about starts in my H5 for me. This movie was made in 1977. I was born in 1972. My father took me to the movie theater to see this movie. And after that, seemed to be the weird, freaky, Kevin turns 8 years old, he kisses a black girl, he's a white supremacist. Okay, doesn't make any sense. There's the things with the guns. My father's mad about the gun. Okay, where is this imaginary gun, by the way? Did the cops are hunting me? You have, I don't know if you listen to the audio recordings. What we're really looking for is a gun. Where is this gun?
There is no gun.
It's right here. Here's the gun. It's actually right here on the box cover. Here is the gun that I supposedly have that I'm going to kill my father with.
Right.
Okay, now remember, they put me in jail, and I don't know if you read the stack of jail notes, this is thick. But one of the first things is the guy they're sending in my office named Wendell, guy sending in the holding room in Van Nuys named Wendell as a fish to try to get information from me, telling me that I need, oh, your father put you here? Well, you need to take responsibility for life and kill your father.
Jesus.
In the jail cell, he's telling you this. Why are they doing that? Because they're trying to get murder confessions. Okay, now without going down to my father saying, come home from Colorado, live with me, Kevin's stalking me, he's going to kill me. That's what he was doing.
Right.
Kevin's working in my office, Kevin's going to kill me. I can't fire him because I'm afraid of him. Bullshit. Right?
Exactly.
Now, Lorraine Escobar running around, Kevin's trying to take over the company with all these frame jobs.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing you're going to ask yourself is, what kind of sick fuck does this to their child? Whether I'm 30 years old, whether I'm 5 years old, he's a fucking child molester. Okay?
I can't even fathom that. Like, I don't know how he could do that to you. I don't get it.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's,
Beyond.
I understand that people have insecurities, I understand all that, but to actually try to torture and eradicate my existence
No, it's
with worldwide support too,
fucking sick.
right? Look, if he doesn't like me, don't talk to me.
Right. Right.
Kevin, you're crazy. I don't want you in my family. I mean, that's a horrible situation to be in. But that's better than being hunted and killed by the fucking guy.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. No, it's just how old
We
are
don't
you?
accept you, Kevin. Whatever. You went to strip clubs. We don't accept you.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. You don't accept me. Don't talk to me. But don't hunt me down and try to have me killed with every resource on the
Right.
fucking planet because you don't accept me. Right?
Exactly. How old were your parents when they got to? How old were you?
I was about 13. I think right after I had my bar mitzvah.
Okay.
And they were working some weird angle on that one, how I'm manic because they got divorced. We're all those weird things, right? Thank you.
I mean, do you remember it like affecting
Yeah, I remember.
you?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
It affected my brother, and he broke down and started crying. Mr. Tough Guy who
Okay.
swerves and hits people at random and puts weapons in his trunk and goes after
Right.
Greg Law. So you could say that he flipped his lid.
Mm-hmm.
Now me, I was a little less insensitive. I was more, I'm going to say positive. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't care. It's like Spock in Star Trek. It's not that I didn't care. It's I didn't want to sit and cry about it and waste my life depressed. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Definitely.
So I said, well, it sucks, but at least we got 2 houses to go to. And then my father had like the party house. And I'm like, this is pretty fucking cool.
Right.
And so, and they do it. I think it's never nothing. Remember, nothing's directly said to me.
Right.
So my family, I think, tries to chalk it up with Kevin's a cold-blooded asshole and controlling and manipulating. No, I'm the opposite.
Right.
I just don't dwell on shit and hold it in like they do.
Exactly.
Okay, and you're seeing everything they do is complete obsession. Right? They're coming after you on things from 40 years ago that didn't matter in the first place.
It's insane.
Kevin, you need to tell us what you did at 5 years old. You need to tell us what you did about it. But I'm obsessed.
Right.
You're forcing me to dig up shit that that doesn't matter.
Exactly. 5 years.
And then you want me to tell you something, and you just run around whacking me in the back of the head with a crowbar, going, "Tell me, tell 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 me," and you're like,
What the fuck? Do you want me to
exactly.
tell?
And fucking 19/42 years later, every 30 seconds, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. He's crazy. He can't focus, right? It's like,
How can anybody focus?
yeah,
That's insane.
it is
It's
insane.
like, tell me what? Tell you what?
They keep saying that I have to confess and tell them something.
And what is that?
Well, it's
No.
like you type, Kevin, why did this guy
But
now do this to your car? Like 5 notes about my setting off my alarm, saying I'm not allowed to park my car here and this and that. Why do they keep doing this? I sarcastically typed, well, I think at 5 years old I didn't eat all my
right.
my Cheerios or something like that, and I'm being hunted for it. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm a serial killer because I didn't eat all my
It's
Cheerios.
just disgusting. Like they keep putting dog shit on your car and then putting a note in it that said, put that note
They
said
keep
it's
doing it over and over from person to person.
Right.
One note. I don't know if I told you about the latest incident where I went down to the police station. Okay, so now the car's moved to a different side just because I can't get a parking spot.
Yeah.
And they block all the spots to stop me from parking in places. I mean, that's how mature these fucking 40, 50, 60-year-olds are. And I come out, and there's a note on the car, same type of thing. Your alarm keeps going off, blah, blah, blah. And by this point, I've proven that it's not the alarm, right?
Right.
And I'm sitting on the steps. I take my walk. I sit on the steps where you're not allowed to sit in these steps, but I'm also not allowed to sit anywhere else or take walks, or even go to the park and sit on a park bench, which is strange.
A public park.
Correct.
Right.
Because I'm ruining all their lives by minding my own business sitting on a bench. So they have to come out with their psychological warfare tactics. Makes perfect sense, right? Because I'm a monster. And monsters need to die. Especially when you can't tell the monster what it's remotely about, right?
Right.
Okay, so, I take the sign off, I take my walk, I sit down, alarm doesn't go off. One of the guys that lives right above there comes out.
To East Santa Monica Boulevard, which saves 4 minutes.
No, faster route. He starts being really polite. Now, there's a reason he's being polite, because because he wants to make me look like a bad guy.
Right.
He says, you know, I live here and your alarm keeps going off, and you know, it's really annoying. And I said, I know. I said, the alarm keeps going off, and I keep coming out trying to figure out what's going on with it. And someone's bent my mirror. They put dog shit on the car. They mess with the wipers. They're doing like this and doing that, and it keeps setting off the alarm. And you're right, it's annoying, and they shouldn't be setting off my alarm. And you know what he says? He says, I know. He admits. He said, I know they're putting dog shit on your car, shit like that.
What?
But then he continues after admitting that he knows they're doing this, and he says, but it's really annoying. Can you do something about your alarm?
What does he want you to do?
And I say, well, you know what? Now I know at this point, let's stop right here because it's obvious at this point. He admits he knows that people are fucking with my car and setting off the alarm, correct?
Correct.
Then he proceeds that it's my alarm, that I need to do something about my car and move it, this and that. In a nice way. And I say, you know what? It's obviously, these people are obviously setting off
Right.
the alarm because they're putting all this shit and they're fucking with things and they're bending the mirror and this and that. But just for everyone's edification, I will go take it and have someone look at the alarm and make sure the alarm's okay.
Right.
So that's pretty fucking polite, especially after the amount of thousands of vandalisms or defacings or doing shit to my car that aren't damaging but harassing, whatever. That's pretty fucking nice of me. Okay, so that's... Oh, yeah. Nancy!
I just heard it.
Are you gonna kill me, Nancy? The blinker was on for like 15 seconds. Okay, so that's pretty fucking nice of me considering that these guys are like child molesting, Jew-hating murderers, right? Okay, which have done horrific, unspeakable things. That's pretty fucking nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, I'm gonna sort of do another lap and come back. Now I go start walking and I'm coming back and I hear my alarm go off. I go, what the fuck? And it only goes off for 3 or 4 beeps.
Right.
So something... Okay, well, normally when a car goes off, it goes off for a sequence. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, there's like 15 sequence beeps and then it stops.
Okay.
So I can't tell you what I'm like that. Now maybe that's in the computer, maybe not, I can't tell you. Come back, there's a note by the sensor, which is right here.
Oh.
There's a note right there. And it says something like, I don't remember exactly, I'm gonna ad-lib, like, you're an insensitive piece of shit or something, for not acknowledging this and that, and you have 1 week to remove your car or rip off the grill and do this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now remember that, like usual, this entire conversation is on camera, like all these interactions, showing that I'm being the nicest motherfucker possible,
Yes.
and they're the bullies looking for a reaction. It's like the bully says, give me your fucking lunch money, punches you in the face, finally you punch him back, and he goes, look what he did to me. He's violent. He needs to be put in a mental institution. Okay? Yeah. And you're trying to be nice to the guy. Okay. Same thing. So now we have a threatening note. He's going to damage my car. Of course, he puts like a love so-and-so at the end. You know, he's just fucking around, but still, enough's fucking enough, right? Over and over and over and over. No, dog shit on car, dog shit on car. Okay, stop already, right?
Exactly.
And
you have to take the time to pick up the dog shit because you went out the car first. Why you went out?
yeah, and I have to take pictures and put it in hard drives and archive it for thousands of these things and give it out to the world. Then you're a snitch, you're dead. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because why is this guy down in Beverly Hills or wherever off Wilshire here mad at me for exposing that fuck in Woodland Hills?
Shouldn't be.
Doesn't make sense. And these aren't fucking 15-year-olds.
Grown ass people.
These are 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds.
God.
Okay, so how did we even get to this topic?
The dog shit on your car.
No, it was before that.
We were talking about. No, we were talking
So anyways, I went to the police station and they sat there stonewalling. Hey, I'm at the police station and you know, can someone come out because I'm just in front of I give me a file report. Sure, yeah, okay. And of course they're doing the provoking bye-byes, which started with Detective Angela Stewart, who arrested me in 2017 after asking for their fucking help and showing them what's going on. Right?
Right.
Okay, so finally after waiting an hour and a half, but I videoed. Like I left the camera rolling for an hour and a half.
Right.
People came out walking by me and a couple in black pants and pink shirt together, all trying to piss me off in front of the, set me up in front of the police station. And finally, after them harassing me, I got really aggressive with them because I knew it was being recorded.
Yeah.
I just said, look, you know, this is fucking Kevin Perlman. The guy that's being hunted by the fucking police with my child molester since 5 years old, who's being hunted to be killed by people like Detective Angela Stewart and Adolf that have me killed, things like this, right? And finally, after an hour and a half, I said, you know what? I've been here for an hour and a half. I've seen 10 cars drive by.
Right.
One can do a report. You're full of shit. And your actions, by refusing to help me, because remember, we have tons of recorded conversations that they don't have to help me, they won't help me. Your actions, refusing to help me, state that you're an accessory to attempted murder.
Right.
And I just fucking left. And then finally, like, 30 minutes later, they called me, and the guy's voice was all wobbly. And, you know, and they wanted me to go home for some reason to meet me there, so just let me file a report as if it fucking matters.
Right.
Okay? And whatever, it's all trivial on the surface, but it's just the next.
They won't let you file a report.
Finally, he gave me a card with a report number. I haven't gotten the report yet, but when they came out, at least that time, they were a lot more professional. Like, they weren't... He didn't say something I was thinking, like, have a better ride next time. I couldn't figure out what the little schizo reference was.
Right.
Is he hinting about their ride or die tactic? Because they're playing this game that I'm a schizo because I created Clyde the Happy Sperm and Bonnie the Egg. And so Kevin's schizo, and he thinks he's Bonnie and Clyde, and he's trying to meet a girl, ride or die. And then you have, like, porn star Havana Ginger playing the ride or die game, like...
Right.
And then these little schizo subtweet games go forever, but nobody ever admits any of these going on worldwide. And so is that what he was talking about? Or maybe it was when I drove with you down to Thousand Oaks Police Station right before that, documenting cars. I can't tell you. Okay.
That's crazy. Which police station did you go to?
To make it a bit.
Jeez, so you showed him the dog shit, you showed him everything.
I just showed him no, but I knew, and they play this game. There's no such thing as past events or history.
What?
Example, you have to live in the now or you suffer from obsession.
Okay.
Well, we all know that human beings don't work that way.
Right.
If you dated a guy and he raped you 10 times, in your mind, there's a history of this guy's behavior, and that's going to apply to everything. Well, if Kevin's car has been desecrated literally 1,000 times, and 100,000 other things, doing things to me, or trying to set me up, or trying to frame me, people attacking me physically, and I have hundreds of police reports, car slashings, top slashing, hundrds of police reports.
Right.
Then when Kevin walks in the police station, it's instead of I don't know you, and just focus on the now. That's not how life works. Life works. If this is this month alone, 5 notes on my car, dog shit on every car, fuck you notes over and over, then not only does the entire month apply, not just the thing at the moment in time, but also every month for 19 years of these things being done to me, correct?
Yes. Just
With this division. But now, because it's worldwide, they should have a history in their brain that this guy's being tortured and tormented and hunted, and it's not the moment. And my mom plays the same bullshit scam on the phone, like, well, don't tell them about everything and this and that, trying to make it look like I suffer from obsession.
Didn't she want you to at one point tell them everything?
No, she wanted me to go to her hit list of psychiatrists
Right.
and tell them everything while they're streaming audio off my phone or their phone to the world to publicly shame me
Right.
about shit that they did to me.
Right.
Right?
Oh, God.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
Brian Weaver told me it's a public shaming around 29. Well, Brian Weaver's the one that fucking came after me at 16 in 8th grade, beating up Ryan Hirsch and things like that, saying it was me. So why is the guy who's beating up, bullying Ryan Hirsch, which even really didn't even really count much as bullying?
Mm-hmm.
Brian Weaver bullies Ryan Hirsch. Supposedly Brian Weaver punches Mike Block, he says. And then the world's told it's Kevin. Jason Gordon punches me in the stomach. The world's told I punched him or something.
Right. So it all gets flipped on you.
It all gets flipped. And then it's a public... The guy that's hunting me says it's a public shaming.
Jesus.
Right?
That's insane.
Yeah. Okay, so you understand it because this isn't one person.
Right.
School systems are involved, you name it. It's just a government slaughter operation.
Right. Jesus. So nothing was done about the note, about the dog shit.
He said, we'll put it in the something system like a VF, I don't fucking know, and I don't know exactly know what it is, but you can derive that it goes into a computer and it goes to all cars and stuff like that. Okay. Now he gave me, they were nice, they were professional this time.
Okay.
They weren't doing a lot of the, except for the very end, they weren't doing a lot of the hey man,
Okay.
with the, maybe start tapping his foot with the Aubrey Fisher tactic or something, right? Trying to provoke me or going, oh, so you think people are following, that type of shit, right?
Jesus. Yeah. So they were better than that this time.
And a lot of shit I fucking called out to them without them even saying it that I knew was going on in their fucking heads, right? Because I know how they work. I said, look, I said, can't remember, they wanted to lure me back to my house.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it happened at 21520 Burbank, and I live at 21620 Burbank, and my car is parked at 21520 Burbank, but it's the same exact building complex that I live in, and my key opens up that gate where I sit on the steps where I pay the HOA fees.
Right.
Now, he never even asked, why did you sit over here when you live there, but he would have if I didn't say that. And I know how they work, and I also know that they damn well know it's the same exact complex.
Right. Exactly.
Right? So that's why I interject what they're about to say.
Right, you already know.
Because I know how they work. I can read it. I can read them and the entire situation like Braille. Okay? I've seen it for so long. I've seen it for 42 years, and I was always very good, common sense, instinctually with these sickos on the internet that were befriending me that are trying to cover up all the shit.
Exactly.
Right? That's why some of them, at one point on the internet on IRC in maybe around 97, I started turning on IRC logging, which is just a stupid button.
Mm-hmm.
They check, okay, log everything. Okay, that's not that weird, okay? We're not talking NSA operations here.
No.
Every piece of software has some type of logging in it. Okay, so they got mad because as they were fucking trying to rid me of the world, more and more shit was being collected, and I didn't even really I wasn't aware.
Right.
I just kept thinking, why am I keep getting abused? And moving on to the next, and so finally you just click on the log button in case something really bad happens.
Right.
And they figured it out. And at one point, I think one person even got mad because I showed them the fucking logs. And actually, when I showed the logs, it wasn't even in a mean way. I think I was just so into the weirdness.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. But it didn't matter because each situation is the same. We're trying to fucking exterminate you and come up with these imaginary justifications to murder you, slaughter you, whatever.
Right.
Okay? And each person I meet has a justification why I need to die.
And what is that?
It changes. It changes on an hourly basis. Some people accuse me of being a card thief. Some people accuse me of being a drug dealer. Some people accuse me of being a pedophile. Some people accuse me of stalking women with the endless things I'm showing you of people trying to frame me. Sexual predator, kitty porn. There's thousands, literally fucking thousands I have a page on my website that is like this fucking long, and I try to keep track of the accusations.
Yeah.
They just change on a daily, hourly basis.
Right.
Okay, you're a litterer. You're harassing people at coffee shops. You masturbate in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
Then it changes. You masturbate in public. Then it all starts from, like we were talking last week, the movie reference from Clerks, trying to make it look like I conform to media. And when they can't do that, then they have to sort of twist it into a cover-up.
Right.
Okay, divert it into a cover-up. Each thing's the same. Okay, and the more I finally built a website around 38, print cards, LC Sandoval. The reason he's passing out cards is because he's trying to jam car windows shut.
Oh.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, right? I mean, that's everyone puts up websites, especially database sites, where I can document minute-by-minute attacks on me. Spend the time to build a database site where I can document minute-by-minute attacks at, like, Starbucks Encino and things like that for 3 years straight, and puts it on the web showing the world, look what they're doing to me. And the real reason most people print cards is to jam people's windows shut on cars. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
Okay, right? I mean, and anyone that's going to pretend to believe that. I have a video of some guy yelling at me out in Thousand Oaks, you're trying to jam cars shut and this and that. I'm like, you're a fucking... He was wearing a, what was it? Secret Service shirt.
Really?
And I said, what's that fucking shirt? And he said, you're a fucking dickhead. You're trying to jam cars. You're harassing me. And I was like, what the fuck is that Secret Service shirt you're fucking wearing?
Right.
Oh, you're a dickhead. It's my friend's shirt. I'm like, what is this guy fucking babbling, right?
Why wouldn't he just answer his question?
And what does he do? You know what he's doing?
What?
He's trying to, like, get me to hit him or something. And then he's going to call the cops and go, this guy attacked me and blah, blah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Right. No,
all because he doesn't want anything truthful coming out. But who is he? I don't know him. Some random dildo in fucking Thousand Oaks. I mean, I deal with every fucking weird ass puppet known to man worldwide.
Literally.
How do they know me? How are they getting this information? Why aren't they concerned with the fact that I'm being fucking George Floyded to get to death since fucking 5 years old?
Right, exactly.
Okay, and that's... Okay, so I wrote some quick... I didn't write too much down here. That if I only make $15,000 a year and I should take medication to make $100,000 a year, I don't think that's the way medication works.
Right.
Okay, and that's what I think right after I mentioned the movie Limitless.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a movie. It's not real. Okay, so what is incompetence? I mean, that's a vague term here, right? Okay, you got to keep it within context. There's no such law that says if you're not making $500,000 a year, you're incompetent, so we got to put you in a mental institution.
No,
right?
not even close.
Yeah.
So, I mean, incompetence to stand trial, that means, like, you have to be proven mentally unstable, or, like, you can't make decisions for yourself, or you can't function, or whatever it is. Like, and none of those would apply to you at all.
There's a whole, I mean, okay, let's think about this. First, if you have a lawyer, he's representing you. You're not representing you.
Right.
So I don't think that would apply unless you just were puking your guts. This guy's like smiling at me, this cop.
Where?
He just
the one that drove by?
Yeah, he was looking at me like this, laughing.
Really?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so incompetent to be trial would be like I'm fucking puking my brains out, or I'm seeing little Casper ghosts running around and dancing in front of me while I'm looking at the judge.
Right.
And it doesn't matter now because it's double jeopardy.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah,
it's like,
they can't. Why would you?
But I wasn't seeing ghosts. I was being brutalized and tortured to death.
Right.
During it with everyone, but still, that's not a mental illness. That's...
Right. Not at all. You're not hallucinating.
Yeah. Okay, so... I blocked off my little shortcut. Okay, so, it's just some weird scare angle, I think, but... I was just curious, like, what the fuck? Unless he's trying to scare me, going, we're going to try to make you look crazy and try to retry you or something, which I don't think is possible.
No, they can't for the same
I wouldn't want to be retried because then they just resentence me, right? And you know they're going to intentionally lose it anyways.
Well, they can't, like you said, double jeopardy.
Yeah.
So, incompetence to stand trial is like when they committed the crime, they were in a bout of psychosis or like, you know, not in the right. No, that doesn't even
I guess
make
there could be,
sense.
I mean, well, they want to say you committed a crime, but you're crazy, so instead of putting you in jail, we want to put you in a mental institution.
Exactly.
Which they're trying to do to me.
Right.
Because that's their intention from day one.
Right.
Like they've stated, they want to put me in a mental institution with my brother at 16 and before.
Right.
Why they would fabricate the charges and why Dincy has a history of trying to put people in mental institutions, right?
I know. It's insane.
Okay, so, but the incompetence one, it doesn't really apply to anything.
No.
But that's not a mental... Look, even if I was incapable of working,
Yeah.
like going to a 9-to-5 job,
Right.
putting on an Armani suit and going to a 9-to-5 job and being that movie, that
Right.
perfect, what's the word I'm looking like? Perfect vision of of what the common white collar middle class guy in the movie, and he goes to his accounting job and he comes home to his wife and kids.
Right.
Well, look at all these people out here. You're saying that every single person
Yeah.
here has that perfect movie image
Nope.
of life?
Nope.
No, of course not. And then you go to like Mexico and there's like 15 people in one little hobble house, and every culture is different. So when you watch those movies, they're just a portrayal of perfection, right?
Like that's not.
We got the nice big house, and he takes the little ferry across the San Francisco to his big office at the Microtech building, and comes home to his lawyer wife and kids
Like
and
a
everything.
picket fence. all
Yeah,
that
you
stuff.
know, and look, you know, that guy over there, he's fucking living in his car right there. Right? You know, so
Exactly.
the point is that there's no, well, you're incompetent to be like that, so we got to put you in a mental institution.
Right.
Well, what about all these people?
Right.
Nobody's trying to put them in mental institutions.
Right.
So they can have a good, normal, perfect movie life.
Exactly. No, it doesn't make sense at all. Oh, she would even bring them up.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so next topic here, I'll put a few.
You brought up Seymour and Deborah Bear trying to get me into a mental institution.
What did we talk about? I was appending these. I talked about the 3 people mentioning that they want to put me in a mental institution. 1 direct, 2 indirect. Adriana Olivares, Connie Raya.
Oh, you're turning right here, yeah?
I'm just following this, but this should be right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robertson. And Jason Perlman, 16. Me and my friends put a teacher in a mental institution, then start working on we have a bug in your room, that's everything you do, and sending Paul Humphrey and Mike Huntley after me with their VW bugs.
Right.
And if you really want to go deep, the Truman Show movie with the VW bugs. And my father finding me a house on Burbank Boulevard.
Right.
Truman Burbank.
Right.
Okay. And they're also working Julia Angles on the Julia Street.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to append more mental illness things. What was the things I had there?
Dempsey and Rex Schilling.
Okay, so Dincy trying to make me look crazy and put me in a mental institution, but more importantly, the federal Rex Schillenberger case where Dincy's pretty much in settlement. He lost.
Who lost?
LA County.
Okay.
But they're trying to hide Dincy's name, but he's on one of the articles.
Right.
Showing that he's the lead. And the headlines are police officer destroys guy's life or something by putting him on Facebook or something like that. Same thing he's doing to me.
Right.
Of course, mine was destroyed way before that.
Right.
He's just a hired thug to try to cover it up on me. Dincy showing that he fabricated paperwork, just like he fabricates all the paperwork for me, and the Starbucks things and all that. And Dincy showing that he actually wrote up paperwork to try to get Rex, forging his name and shit, trying to get him into a mental institution,
So
right?
fucked up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, and then that was the Dincy. What was the other one?
In 1,000 feet, you will arrive at...
Okay, And is that all I had?
Yeah, Seymour
Okay.
and Deborah, and then
Oh, Seymour and Deborah Bear. The audio recordings of
Right.
Deborah Bear and Seymour telling me that they might, wait on the might, they might file a probation violation based on Dincy's lies. I
Right.
supposedly threatened to kill all Starbucks customers on the video I have showing nothing happened but me being brutalized.
Nothing. Yeah, you did nothing.
And saying I could get 7 years in jail if,
Which was insane.
but there was never an actual probation violation hearing.
Nope.
Trying to scare me and saying I should walk up to the judge and tell him I want to be
And just
checked
tell
into a
him.
mental institution.
Right.
Okay, so we have incident after incident where they're trying to make me check myself into a mental institution and say Kevin's crazy. Or the things with my Seymour coming in your office saying I wanted to go up on the stand when he told me I needed to go up on the stand.
Yeah.
Trying to make it look like I'm doing these things to myself.
Right.
Okay, now we have a complete... Right there is like 6 things. The point I was making is I wanted to pin those to last week's conversation are like 6 things starting at around 15 or 16 of Jason Perlman with my family. We were trying to get Kevin a mental institution. Okay, now don't you think, now remember, hey, don't go, like I was saying before, don't focus on the past,
Right.
focus on the now. Well, no, that's not how the human mind or humanity or history
No.
works. Okay, history works that, hey, like George Floyd here, black people have a history of being oppressed,
Right.
and therefore, because you killed a black man, could very well make this racist.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not just going to focus on the fucking now as if nothing ever happened in the past.
Right.
Okay, well, Kevin's past is a history of stranger after stranger of trying to put you in a mental institution.
Correct.
Okay, and those are just a few things. There's probably a lot more. I mean, I could talk about the whole Carissa Brands thing with Paul Humphrey.
Right.
Paul Humphrey sent after me, and them making up this lie that I supposedly made Carissa Brands check into a mental institution
Right.
when I wasn't even, like, friends with this person. Like, there's a few interactions when Paul was around, and that's it.
Right.
So how did I... First of all, I highly doubt she really even did go into a mental institution, but supposedly she felt suicidal and checked herself into a mental institution, and somehow it's my fault. And they're using it as leverage to the world that I'm a horrible monster, and look what I did to Carissa.
And there's no way you could have ever even...
It's not even possible.
No.
Just like my brother's claiming I did something to his girlfriend, Jennifer Yang, who married Greg Waugh.
Oh, yeah.
It's not possible that I could have ever done anything at all to her.
No.
I was never even around her. There's very few times when my brother was around with her and I was
Right.
like in the same room. You know, there's a few times,
But...
but that's it, you know? So
Yeah.
how could I wore this person down to...
You couldn't.
Right?
Exactly.
Like gaslighted them to the point where they wanted to kill it. You have to be with, so you have to be like married in a house and...
You have to spend a significant amount of time.
Yeah,
with
right?
them.
Okay, so... And I think a lot of this shit's coming from my mom for insignificant things that are so trivial. Like, if I joke around with Carissa in a non-positive method, like a joking prank.
Yeah.
Like, Brittany, there's something on your shirt. You know? Oh my god, I just tried to get you... I'm a womanizer and I hate women. I tried to get you to kill yourself.
And you put me in a mental institution.
Right? Okay?
ridiculous.
So, you're mean to women, and how can you treat women this way? And now remember, everything's a crime to her. Sarcasm's a crime, this is a crime.
Right.
Well, that's how people are. And the more middle class area, middle to lower class that you are, people walk around, bitch, please, whatever, you know.
Yes.
And they're
totally.
joking around. Well, they don't...
It's not a
They're
big deal.
oblivious. They're like something out of a fucking 40s movie where
Right.
they walk around with a little poodle dress and like, Beaver, I'm home.
Right.
And you're like, and then they hear the word bitch and it's the end of the fucking world.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, this little sunshine pink set goes thunder and it's shaking and turns black.
The world
The whole world crumbles. The earth stops rotating. Okay, so.
And there's one more. It
Okay,
says-
so let's first.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're once again, it's a week later. Oh, we're back at Cedars Sinai Medical Center. We're going back in orange. I think this is east. Parking. Do you recall what we saw last time?
Cars backwards in the corners. Not too many because it was like late.
Correct. It was almost empty. What time
Yeah,
is it?
it's 3.
Okay, so it's 3:13. And remember that as we went up, it looked more normal, and we went down, it got.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the YouTube that went up.
Mm-mm.
Okay, the YouTube from last week, I spliced in, I think 3 different times other than ours for
Okay.
comparison
Oh,
with
really?
the crowded lot.
Was
Yep.
it crazy?
Oh, it's way worse. We don't know what it's going to look like from all the things, from the fucking stay-at-home orders, from the curfews, 8 p.m.
Right.
curfews, and the chaos in the streets.
Right.
So that's why I did that, just in case.
Okay.
Now,
Makes
either
sense.
way, this is a win-win situation if cars are in here.
Yeah.
If everything's back to normal,
Mhm.
the people get to see, and you get to see the behavioral 180 shift.
Yep.
And if it's still going on, which it probably is, then you just get to reinforce what they're never going to stop doing until I'm dead or gone, and then it'll go back to normal.
Right.
Okay, so let's go in and almost park.
All right.
Okay, so remember the corners,
They were.
especially when you
full.
enter. This is where the black girl, the completely enraged black girl. Remember, you would agree that that black girl was filled with anger and rage, right?
Right. And double honked.
Okay. I mean, that was not, from a behavioral standpoint, she was not functioning like someone that wasn't eternally pissed off, right?
Right.
Okay, now I don't know her. Okay, so,
I know. I'm looking over
Okay.
it already. There's 2 or 3.
okay, so now, I don't remember the exact cars, but
I think that one's.
look, there's pairs of
is
twos.
it 3? I think it's 3. Backwards.
No, in the corner there.
Yeah, there's 3.
Oh.
cars, I think.
Okay, there's the Mercedes here and a white
Audi.
Audi. Now they're together, but they're different cars. We can see how they want them together, right?
There's a backwards.
Okay, there's another Mercedes here, but they're spread. Okay,
There's
now,
one right
okay,
there,
so backwards here. I should really be holding them. Okay, so backwards here. So instantly, 2 different backwards cars in the same spot.
Right.
Okay, so that's important. What does that tell you? Do you know what that tells you?
That it's not coincidence.
That people are told to do something in the same spots, and then
Right.
as they leave, the next set takes over.
Right.
Okay? So if everyone in downtown LA, if you see Kevin parking corners backwards, and it keeps rotating from stranger to stranger.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's pretty important because that says that there's a full-scale psychological warfare attack. Okay, so coming in, we saw a few things down there.
There were 3 backwards together.
Were
in the
there
corner
3?
down there? Yeah.
Okay, so this is where the 2 Mercedes were last time.
Oh yeah, there's the same 2.
So here's one. This is a different. This is now a white
Oh,
Camry.
yeah. Similar. But not the same.
But this is the 2 Mercedes.
Oh yeah. Is that
And this is interesting. You don't know for sure. What's my exposure here? You don't know for sure, but look how there's 2 whites here and everything else is clear,
Right.
right? Okay, now they do things like this, but it's harder to read or prove, right?
Right.
What did I do? I went the wrong way. Okay,
Oh,
so
there's a backwards one. in the
yeah, there's a
corner.
backwards one in the corner. I just went the wrong way, so now we're
Did
going
you?
down.
Oh. Oh yeah, there's the 3 backwards right there.
And
together.
then, okay, so notice how these 2 grays are here backwards together? So they also do the color pattern, but they're harder to read
Right.
or prove. Read, prove. Both. Okay, look at this right here.
2 Mercedes.
2 Mercedes.
together.
Now just to solidify everything, all the spaces are clear, right?
Right. And then
So
those
when
are
they
right next
came
to
in, they sort of focused. Oh, there's Mercedes. I'm going to park by Mercedes. There was a conscious decision.
Right.
Right.
There's
Okay.
the
So the
3.
3. There were 2 last time. There was the enraged black girl, but they're also all Hondas.
They are all of them.
Okay,
are
so
just
they're all-
backwards together.
Hondas. Now we went down too early, so I got to do this again. Okay. So Mercedes here, and then
Oh,
Mercedes
yeah.
spread over here. But this time there's a white Audi. Now they did do Audis backwards in my house yesterday.
I remember that too. The Audi.
Yesterday they ramped that one up though. Okay, so we're going up. So car backwards here. Actually, maybe I'll let you point them out.
Sure. This road is pretty normal except for all of the Camry. Those are both Camrys, but
Louder.
Those are both Camrys.
Okay, 2 Camrys together. Okay. I mean, that's pretty, with this empty lot, that's pretty fucking...
Yeah. What is that? Another Camry.
Okay, so these are a little more normal.
Mercedes again, though.
So
There's that
this person
Mercedes.
getting in.
Dang, what time do people start leaving?
I would guess 5. Okay, so we're going up, so things are a little more normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although this time they were a lot more aggressive.
Hondas. What? The 2 Hondas, right?
2
together?
Civics right here.
And then
Okay.
another one, another Mercedes.
Mercedes. They're spread though, so
Right.
okay. What's this? What's over here?
2, what are those, Mazdas?
Yeah,
Together?
Mazdas
Same-
together.
They look almost the same. Oh, a little different model, but yeah.
Okay, so
And
2
then-
Mazdas together.
Jeez, there's a lot of Mercedes in here. Beamers.
Okay.
The red cars too.
The groupings of reds as we get to
Yeah.
the top. The grouping of reds, right?
Let's see.
So today there's less backwards. I think. Well, we haven't gone down yet.
Right. I remember that one from
Okay,
last
look
time.
at this.
Right, the Jeep.
Another spread,
Yep. There was another one down there.
right? So 2 spread
Jeeps.
black Jeep Rangers. Now they did this yesterday at my house. 2 black Jeeps at the corner where I sit.
Oh,
One point they had about 8 of them.
really? Jesus.
A 3rd gray Jeep. But we haven't even seen any Cherokees in the rest of the lot, correct?
I saw one, I think. But wait, with the Jurassic Park stickers on it.
Oh, really?
I saw it last time too.
Okay, right here.
That's 2.
I can't see what the white one is,
Toyotas.
but they're both Toyotas.
Yeah, I think that's a Camry.
And now we're back to the
Red.
red groups, right?
Up there too.
Okay, we're at the
red
top.
ones.
2 reds here and 2 reds here,
Right.
right?
And down here, there's red ones too.
Okay, and then usually, they're together in pairs over there too.
Yeah.
2 reds. Okay, so now, also a black Ranger
Oh yeah.
in the grouping. So there's 3 Rangers, but they're spread.
Right.
But if they're putting you in a hypersensitive state,
you're gonna notice.
you're gonna notice it, and they're gonna say you're crazy.
Right.
Okay.
And then there's another red car.
Okay, so Rogue Red.
There's 2 right there.
Okay, so we've got 3 pairs of 2 reds.
Right.
Okay, I mean, already, Brittany, I mean, what thoughts are going through your mind here?
Well, there's no red ones down below, and so this is a little, like.
Okay, now we also have a 4th Jeep. He's spread.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we have the 2 reds here. We have the 4th Jeep. Okay, so now we're
There's
gonna
a
start.
backwards green guy.
Okay, corner green backward. Oh, someone's behind me. Corner green. Let's see. Another red Camry here.
2 cameras
Let's,
together.
no, park here. Let this guy pass.
Oh, there's more red ones right there too.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
I think
She's
he wanted
the
to
old
try to
lady.
scare me or blah. Okay,
I don't know
so
if you could really see that one.
oh yeah, that's
It's
kind of
older,
old. It's like
yeah.
the guy in the movie Up. Okay,
Oh yeah.
which my father took me to send me hidden messages. Okay, so
Really?
yeah.
Take it up.
Yeah. Okay, so
There's 2 red ones.
okay, so 2 reds trying to get close over here.
Oh yeah, 2.
They're a little spread, but you can see what
Right.
they're doing at this point, right?
Right.
You can read it now, right?
Yeah, there's definitely more red.
Okay. 2 Lexuses together right here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 2 Lexuses over here together. Okay. We have a red here, but he's by himself.
Right.
Okay, so this isn't too bad right here.
There's more red ones right there, yeah.
Okay, just back there, a few reds towards the top. Okay, so it's almost like a change. Before
Right.
going down was,
That's a backwards one. in
okay,
the
so a
corner.
backwards corner one, he's just by himself over here.
There's a red bug. You see?
Red beetle. They do use a lot of beetles. Like I was talking about Mike Conley and the bugs. And
Right.
they had older bugs. They had 70s bugs, but they do newer bugs too to try to piss me off and bug me with their bugs. Okay, and so we're coming back out to the 2 grays here and the 3 Hondas in the corner here. Now, now the Hondas and the 2 Mercedes together here, over here.
There's someone behind you again.
Oh. And so, right, you get the idea that
for sure.
that we need to pay for parking. Okay, so
Hopefully they just let you out.
no, they won't. But how do we do this?
Insert that thingy in there.
The green
Barcode.
car behind me is that green car that was backwards.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
I remember last time they just left you because we were in there for
Yeah,
like
but last time
3
he
minutes.
did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this time it let me. Okay, now there's a west parking we could do too. But I kind of want to pull aside for a second. I mean, Brittany, what did you just see? Even though you say it on each video, I mean, I think it needs to be explained.
The cars parked backwards together in groups. The red vehicles that were like none on the lower levels and all together when we started going up. It's just. Like obvious 3 backwards Hondas together. That's the same spot that she honked at you twice last time.
Yeah, and I mean, what thoughts are going through your head about that? Like,
well, it's like you can predict it before you go in there. Like it's not coincidence, you know. Like it's
like
directed.
yeah, but remember, this is everywhere in the world. They're doing everywhere in the world directed at me.
Right.
If we drive to some of these parking random stores here, you're gonna see it. But on the level of behavioral, like what are they trying to do? What are they
trying to flip you out or make you look
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Gaslight, gang stalk, right?
Exactly.
Community harassment, paranoid schizophrenia campaigns, right?
Right.
Okay, this is every person on the planet.
This is beyond fucked up.
Okay, and I mean, once again, I said this last time. Brittany, is there any way that I'm seeing something
No.
and I'm showing you what I'm seeing, and this is the way I see things, and you're seeing what I see, but I think differently than the rest of the world, like my daddy, like Ronald Barry Perlman says?
No.
So what
not
you're
at all.
seeing, you would say,
I'm
is
seeing
not
what you're seeing.
normal
Right.
based on human behavior. It can't happen unless it's for a reason and directed at something.
Right. Like it's not doesn't just coincidentally occur.
Okay, so
Right,
what
so
do you
there's a
think
reason.
it's directed at?
Well,
Because
clearly it's
I don't want to be a
you.
narcissist here.
No, but exactly. Clearly it's directed at you. Like all of it. And then the green one that we pointed out follows us out. And,
Well,
like,
that could have been timing,
it
but
could have been, but it just I can see how like you would like you have to look at everything. Like was it timing or was it not? Like you
correct.
don't
And now
know.
you have to sort of shift your mindset to, I'm going to go out and get a tea.
Right.
To why are these people doing that? Why are those people doing that? They won't fucking stop.
You have to
They're
push
doing larger and larger
everything.
groups, and you know what's going on, but each person, you're crazy, man,
Right.
with the man
Right.
tactic. And now they're starting in the last couple of days, they're starting to do the cool tactic.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what, like cool or cool?
Like sometimes I go, oh, cool, whatever.
Okay.
Everyone does that.
Yeah.
And now, like, interaction after interaction, there's only been about 5 interactions, but you can sort of, I'm really good at sensing it.
Right.
All at the same time, like, oh, hey, man, what's up?
Mhm.
Oh, cool, man. Or not, man. Oh,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
And each person will start saying cool.
Cool.
And people do talk like that, but when people don't talk like that for 8 months, and all of a sudden in one day
All
10
of them.
people do that,
Right. That's a
just like the
little-
cars on my street. Last month I'd never seen an Infiniti. Like the first time I saw an Infiniti was maybe 8 months ago, and then
There's a ton of
and then
Infinitis.
a month ago, 3 gray Infinitis around my block come out. Then they all disappear for a month or two.
Right.
Then yesterday or the day before, 3 of them come back out again.
And in there was a shit ton of them too.
Yeah, but they weren't together though.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so sometimes it gets confusing because you can't
You
that
can't.
you're trying to read everything and you shouldn't have to read anything.
Exactly.
And the point is, they're trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo.
Right.
But why?
Right.
Because in 1997, I quoted a line from the movie What About Bob? Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic, and so am I. So now, it's fucking hysterical line. I'm insensitive to schizos. I need to die because I quoted a movie line.
No.
Right?
That's a funny line.
It's a great fucking line. And now people do variations on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
And nobody's mad at the people doing the variations. They're just mad at me.
Right. Which is stupid.
And it's from a movie.
Right.
And my own lawyer, Steve Fish, was like, seemed mad at me. I couldn't even remember where the line was from because I quoted it like,
years ago?
yeah, 97 or something, right?
Right.
I couldn't even remember where it came from or anything because that was like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And people were running around, oh, what, he's insensitive, he thinks schizophrenia is a joke, we're going to kill him.
Oh my god.
But come on, let's be realistic.
Movie.
Okay, first of all, it's from a movie. You're not mad at the actors, Dan Aykroyd or whoever it was, Bill Murray. And you're not mad at the writer or producer. You're just mad at Kevin for quoting it.
Right.
In a channel of 30 people, in like the Colorado channel or something.
Right.
And there's an entire planet trying to kill me for quoting something in channel 30 people. Just like
How
my
does
art
that
projects and
even
art
happen?
classes.
Right.
How it doesn't even make any sense.
No.
It's not anything you'd be mad about. How does the information go from there to worldwide?
Exactly.
How is it taken out of context? How are people so stupid they can't understand this? There's nothing wrong with any of this.
Right.
And then there's an entire planet seeing what you just saw worldwide, but I want to focus on the medical center, quote unquote, medical center, because medical is about helping people.
Exactly.
Urologists like Jason Perlman don't try to pop people's water beds their entire life. Do you understand what I'm
Their
saying?
bladder, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is the east. Remember last time we went in the west, the cars went from backwards to forwards? But I walked down the east, and they were a higher rate backwards, and the other side, the first time I was here, were tons of pairs backwards, and pairs of 2s and 3s. Then they went back all totally normal, but the east was different. The east, because they knew I'd never been to the east. Okay, so now we're in the east. Last week, there's a higher rate backwards, and it still looks like there kind of sort of is, but not as bad. Most of these look forwards right now, which means it's different. It's different than last week. We'll see as we go to the top. And so you can see the change of behavior, right? Okay, it is a lot more normalized now. Right, I don't see a lot of the backwards or pairs backwards. I'm sure we'll see a few. We'll go to the top. We'll park at the top. Okay, we have the 2 in this corner here. Okay, the obvious 2, how everything's forwards. And then in this corner right here, 2 backwards. So this Honda backwards, and this, whatever that is, Prius or whatever the fuck. I'm in a hurry. Okay. Now everything else looks forwards. Right? So you can see how that doesn't... Okay, now we have 2s over here, backwards together. Trying to get as close as possible, but you can see how they're doing it in pairs of 2s over there. Oh, this guy's coming out. Get this guy out. Okay, so...
Wi-Fi on.
Alright. Okay, so now we're in east parking. Before we leave, we'll video the other side. The... whatever, the west. Okay, so fancy that, 2 spots open. Okay, so 3B. Alright. Okay, so we're continuing with this camera. Oof. Okay, we're leaving the parking lot. This is the east. Remember the west? I just walked through the west. Last week the west had nothing. It was back to normal. Now is fairly aggressive, more than this side. This side still has a good amount of things in it. And still not nearly as many cars backwards on the east. But remember last week on the east here, it was a lot more aggressive. So each side is sort of catering to where I am, how they park. But at no point does everyone say we shouldn't be doing this at all anywhere. Okay, I think I already did this corner, or these might be new cars. Some of them are 3 here together, 2 together there. Showing the groupings in the corners. Okay, this is the east now, not the west. Okay, car here backwards. Right. Now I shouldn't go to the police for this shit. It's like, are you crazy, right? Why would you do it in the first place? Okay, 2 Mercedes here by the elevator to the right. Okay, now there's like 4 or 5 or something there together in the corners. Okay. And now I gotta go pay. Let's see, exits. Let's see, we're parking here. My camera battery is going low. I gotta change batteries. Okay. Oh shit, my battery's about to die. That's not good. Okay, now the cars. We're gonna monitor the cars. Right corner here, cars, 3 cars backwards together. I'm gonna change batteries. I'm gonna pull aside right here, change batteries. We are on the east parking. I'm going to change batteries. Okay, so had to change batteries. Car backwards here. Remember what they're doing here in the corners are all the cars backwards, and then the pairs. Last time was huge groups of Mercedes and Audis, I think. Okay, there's a lot less cars here today. Let's see. Okay, so we're going up. Things look a little more normal here, but remember it changes from lot to lot. If we go to the west side, it's usually, it switches, but sometimes west is more aggressive. Okay, there's always groupings of cars in this corner. See, there's 3s. See how there's 3 backwards together in this corner, and there was 3 backwards in a corner entering the lot. Okay, what are they, by the way? One is, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, now we have a higher rate of reds. For some reason, when we get to the top here, there's higher rates of reds. And then this is the spot where I gotta kind of park. Okay, we have a Civic back here. Another red Versa here. For some reason, the parking lot. Oh, someone's behind me. I was gonna. Okay, for some reason, the parking lot is a little less crowded today. Oh, can't go this way. This guy go. Why did I change batteries? Okay, in this corner there's twos together. In the corners there's always, see how there's backwards, twos together in that corner. Okay, so now we're kind of going down. Okay, we want to go left, parking in left. Okay, first thing, cars backwards over here. Okay, as you enter, cars backwards. Okay, if I recall, a lot of times one of the things they're doing is the corners were backwards, and it was normal as you go up and backwards as you go down. So we're gonna video the parking lot here, the cars. Right now, everything except for I think a gold car in the very front was. This is all forwards, and those cars are backwards. Whatever. And that's down. Shit, I did a wrong turn, I think. I want to go up. Wait, are we going up or down? Oh, we're going backwards. Okay, let's just go back this way. Okay, so there's obviously not a lot of people here during lockdown. Okay, so far almost all the cars are forwards. Okay, we can kind of, actually maybe I'll pick this up, go handheld. Okay, so that's all normal looking. And, okay, two Jeeps together, blacks here. Right, so two black Jeep Rangers. One's a gray, but you get the idea. Okay, there's a third black over here. So see how they kind of have the Jeeps together. Okay, two backwards in the corner here. Right, out of this entire lot, the backwards, in this entire lot that's forwards, see how the twos are together. Okay, so there's a lot more here going on that I was picking up on. Shit, 2 Camrys or Corollas there. Over here, this guy got in his car by the Accord here as I was getting out of this car, took off. Groupings of blue, see these 2 blue BMWs. Similar SUV Mazda like this. Okay, over here, red Prius, 2 white Priuses together. The other side, 2 Camrys together. The other side, west, actually there's a higher rate of cars backwards. Okay. 2 Hondas together here, possibly. I think there's 2 Mercedes over here. Okay, what do we have here? Maybe that was on the other side. It gets confusing. There's so many. So the patterns are more cryptic. Okay. I don't see too much here. So we're gonna do the other side. We're gonna try to do the other side. Usually as we go down, we see a higher rate backwards. This lot, most of them are forwards. There are the pairs together. The other side, there's a higher rate backwards. Now, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. Here's one backwards over here. Red in the corner. The other side's a lot more aggressive. Okay, so we're gonna pay our ticket. White one here as we come down. Oh, 2 pairs. 2 pairs as we come down. Now let's pay our parking ticket. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, so gray Civic here. There's a whole bunch of cars right here. Let's see. And if you're not looking, because normally it's more obvious if they're backwards. Civic there, Civic there, Civic there. There's a guy behind me. There's 2 cars. I think they're both Camrys. There's 2 somethings over there together. I wasn't even looking when driving. Okay, so let's now go down. Okay, so this is even more interesting. The parking machines, the pay machines wouldn't take my money, my credit card. I had to give it cash. I tried multiple credit cards. And there's probably a reason for that. I should reiterate. As I got here, 2 different employees went to different machines. Okay, as I arrived, and they tampered with the machines. That machine wouldn't take any of my credit cards. It did take cash. Okay, very strange. Okay, pairs of cars here backwards. We already did these. No actual people here. Okay, peopleless. And now we're gonna try to get to the other side, but I don't know why I'm having so much problems getting to the east. Okay, these are enter. Okay, this goes down. These are a little weirder. Okay, so let's go in this way. Oh, it is blue. It just shows orange on the... Okay, so now this side looked more aggressive, and the ticket's blue too. So I could swear the sign's on the outside. Okay, so we're gonna go a little slower now, and we're gonna look for patterns as well as cars backwards and patterns, okay? Because they were really aggressive on the other side, the patterns, not the backwards. I'll pick up the camera handheld here. Okay, I don't see much yet. Okay. I don't see much yet. And, okay, maybe it's just going down. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, everything looks normal so far. We're on 2. And everything looks normal. A good amount of a couple of Mazdas there. This is the west side. You see how everything's blue here? Everything looks closer to normal. 4th floor. Okay, we're at the top. Okay, and we're gonna turn around. Wait. Yeah, we're turning around here. Okay, I'm just gonna get my ticket, my cash for the ticket, whatever. Okay. Okay. Now we're going down. Now it should get more aggressive. Okay, there's already a car in the corner here backwards. Jeep, backwards car. Okay, backwards car here. Backwards car here. Two white. See how I just got more aggressive? 2 white Mercedes over here. 2 white Mercedes. 2 reds. See how these reds migrated together like that? Okay. Okay, more 2 in the corners. Okay, see how going up it was normal? Going down it's more aggressive. Okay, corners. Okay. Oof. Okay. 2 more corners. See you in the corners. Okay, there's a car behind me. We gotta go faster. Oof, the camera, this mount just sucks. Okay, so now there's presence here. There's people in this lot. Oh, there's not. It's automated. Okay, car backwards there. Okay, good. Okay.
There was one last one on here. It said Brit, 11 years old.
Is that the? Did we get to the end, or was it?
Yeah.
What was the one right before that? George. Oh, George. That's important. We'll do them backwards.
Okay.
Okay. First, let's go through this. I mean, do we even need to go through the next parking lot? I don't know. What do you think? Do you
Probably
want?
not. I mean,
No,
what
let's
time
not.
is it?
Let's not.
It's 3:30.
It's 3:30, and then what do you have to, by the way?
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. So we don't have time to just pull in some random parking lot somewhere or something?
How long does it take to get back?
Oh, about 30, 40 minutes.
I have someone coming at 4.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Parking mode off.
Shit, they can turn you off. Let me just reset your ass.
didn't realize buses were still running at that station. I'm like, never mind.
Okay, Thousand Oaks. Okay, so Brittany, when you were 11 years old, I know what you did, and you need to confess what you did, or I'm going to kill you.
I'd be like, what? I don't even remember what I did.
That's kind of what's being done to me, right? That's what these people are doing. It's weird. Okay, no, that's not why I wrote that.
Oh. Did
But
I
I just-
bring my phone?
Head northwest on South San Vicente Boulevard toward Gracie Allen Drive.
What are you looking for?
My phone.
You have it?
I thought I did.
Didn't leave it in
It's
the
gotta
office?
be. Oh.
Oh, yeah. It's like the old crackberries, right?
I know.
You fucking can't find it. You're like,
I know.
Boulevard.
Okay, so I wrote on my notes, Brittany 11. Now, I was thinking about this from last week's drive out here. I'm trying to remember why I was thinking about it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, wait, look at this guy.
Right.
They're more focused on me than this guy here.
Right.
They don't care about this guy.
Or that lady.
She. Sorry. She. Okay. She's sitting there screaming at the top of her lungs.
At the guy on the
Sitting
side.
next to
Right onto
the
La Cienega Boulevard.
sitting next to Cedars Sinai Medical Center.
Right.
They're not worried about her,
No.
but they have billions of dollars of government dollars on me.
Right.
Because
Why?
So I did a split major in college of electronic media and computer science, and that's too logical or something. I don't fucking know, right? It doesn't.
That's insane.
Right? But they don't care about her. She's fine. She's not a danger. The cops aren't hovering over her.
Right. But she's screaming in the middle of.
Okay, so
fucking
what's wrong with this picture?
Exactly. A lot.
Maybe I was
Okay.
insensitive to her because I didn't give her $1 million, so I need to die? Is that it?
No. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, why is it focused on you? You're not doing
Right, this
anything
obsession, right? And their obsession is clearly out of anger and rage,
wrong.
right?
Right. But there's no reason.
There's no reason. You know what you did, and your past caught up with you is the only reason.
Right.
Or you'll get yours and blah, blah, blah. But not one person on the planet, aside from Mike Huntley's World of Paranoia, stating that this is clear with clear intent
Right.
to make me look paranoid, can tell me specifically what this is remotely about. Well, they can, but they won't.
Oh,
And it starts at 5.
right.
We want to make you look crazy and off you.
For no
Or
reason.
shove you in a box for the rest of your life, a little bouncy room, because we just hate our child. We just
It doesn't
don't
make
like our 5-year-old,
I
right?
don't get that. That makes no sense.
Okay, so I wrote Brittany 11. Okay, so I was thinking after I dropped you off, you always ask the question, and I think you text me, well, Kevin, why is this happening, right? And I typed
It's kind of
because
like
I probably didn't eat all my Cheerios at 5 years old. I don't fucking know.
it's like disbelief. I think
Correct.
when I say that because it's like, what the fuck?
And everyone, even though they know why they're doing it, always ask me why they're doing what they're doing. Kevin, I'm not going to kill you. Why am I doing this?
And I wish you'd tell me.
What do you want me to tell you?
Right.
You want me to soul search every imperfection of my life and start rattling off? Is it because I did this? Because I did that? Because I farted wrong on the toilet? Because even if I did do something wrong, it's not going to be that significant.
No.
And people don't blab out every imperfection of their life
Because
to
it
everyone.
doesn't matter. Right.
And then your mother starts
Look, 1
curfew.
p.m. to 5:30 a.m.
Oh, it got later.
Like 1 p.m. though, so like we're
Oh, 1
curfew.
p.m.?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
That's crazy.
I don't know if that's accurate.
I don't know.
Because look, everyone's out here.
I know.
Okay, as we drive, just look at these lots around here and point shit out. And I'm thinking that every person, okay, this is what I'm thinking. Like, I walk into Starbucks and there's 18-year-old fucking spoiled brat that has no concept of reality, right?
Right.
Left onto La
Okay.
Cienega Boulevard.
this kid, especially in my area,
Yeah.
has no fucking concept of what happens in the real world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's born in Calabasas, Woodland Hills.
Oceanica Boulevard, 2 miles.
He's born in Woodland Hills, Calabasas area. He goes to good schools.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're down in South Central, you're going to see a lot more shit. But you're not going to see the shit
Right.
like third world country shit.
Right.
Hey, people are getting their fucking arms and limbs. Okay, like 2 cars backwards here.
Oh yeah, 3 actually.
Okay, 3, all the cars backwards there.
And over there.
And you sort of have to try to figure out which ones are legit and which ones aren't, type of thing. Maybe I'll... like third world countries, you might say something... There's no real set of laws out there.
No.
You might be around ISIS people. And you might say something they don't like. You might say, I like Jews or something, and they fucking hack your arms and legs off or something, right? This shit happens all the time out in fucking third world countries and shit. Okay? Shit where wives are beaten by like Persian men because there's no real laws down in like Afghanistan or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
killed for reading a book.
correct.
Yeah.
And then kids come to me like so I was talking to this he looked about, let's say 21. I was at Stony Point, you know where that is, Topanga Canyon? The rock where they climb that little rock?
No.
The end of Topanga Canyon by Chatsworth, there's a little rock thing where people climb.
I know what you're talking
Yeah, that's
about.
Stony Point.
Okay.
Okay, so I've been parking out there a few days and working on my computer in my truck, getting fresh air and getting work done. And they don't want me out in public getting work done, obviously, running me out of all the coffee shops. And so they get mad. So the kid, well, what's the sign in your car? So if he does know,
Right.
because the world knows, and they want to silence me. What's the sign in your car? You know, it's I'm a government gang stalking target, and there's worldwide groups stalking me, and this and that. Well, I'm in a gang. And look at the kid. I'm looking at the kid. He's like blonde hair. He's 21. Fucking as clean as a fucking whistle.
Right.
He's got his little spoiled brat climbing gear from his rich family. You're in a gang.
Right.
Most gang members have tattoos all over, and they have tattooed gang signs.
They're not going to tell you they're in a gang.
And they're doing it because they're drug dealers or whatever, you know, and it's like... And I play along, right? I
What
play
did you
stupid.
say?
Oh, you're in a gang. I said, okay, well, I know I'd be polite,
Yeah.
even though it doesn't matter. I go, well, you do know that gang stalking isn't a literal...
Gang.
About gangs, it means that groups of people get together and hurt someone,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, you have to be the stupidest motherfucker to think that gang stalking is about gangs, and yet we have prosecutors like Trinity Phillips working that angle.
Right.
And all the people in the jail working these angles. Oh, what, you think you're a gang member or something? It's like, did I fall into a Twilight Zone? I mean, I know you're in a gang, but it doesn't mean that you're stupider than that fucking rock over there.
Right.
As a matter of fact, most of them are pretty fucking smart.
Yeah.
Especially street smart. And if you're street
Exactly.
smart, you know that gang stalking isn't a literal about fucking gangs, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So, oh, you're trying to be like us. Like,
Is that what he said?
No, he didn't, but they're
Oh.
implying it. And you're thinking, like, did you read the website? Can you read? That was like,
Right.
you're not saying it. You're thinking it like, but you know they're lying to you, trying to con you, but with the disinformation. But
And he really said that.
I know I didn't say that, but
No,
I'm
he
thinking
did
it.
though. Like, I'm in a gang.
Oh yeah, the kid, the spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Now the other kid, his friend, is sitting there going, interesting, and that's what the whole interesting tactic started with a marriage counselor, LMFT in Woodland Hills, who played this game. Oh, you can see me, and then she kept going, interesting. Oh, well, you're a very interesting guy, like trying to make me think that this is a good thing. That what they're doing is a good thing. Like the disinformation, right? Like the police officer telling me that I should want to be on the run and be infamous.
Yeah.
Like that's what she's doing, right? She's like, oh, well, you're a very interesting guy.
Right.
But of course, nothing specific. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's where that comes from, and so you're seeing these things coming from therapists that want me dead. Okay, because I know what I did, right? I mean.
Oh my God, what is this?
Okay, so did he stall?
I don't know. Oh, there he goes.
Little Honda beater. Okay, so I thought it was a Pinto. Oh, okay, so anyways, to the point. I'm sort of the mentality. Even though these people are throwing me bullshit,
Right.
he's still a fucking spoiled brat. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
He doesn't comprehend.
No.
He thinks this is a joke.
Right.
Oh, the government would never
Do that.
do that, and you're crazy, and this is all a joke, and I'm gonna make you think you're the Illuminati, Kevin, type of thing.
Right.
But the government does do all sorts of shit that we don't know about,
Yeah,
and anyone
exactly.
who has some kind of maturity level, even if you don't believe my story, you're still gonna understand it. Shit, conspiracies, Watergate happened.
Right.
And the whole exposing articles with, what was it, Woodward and Bernstein or whatever, exposing actual government slush funds and illegal operations, the government, it happens all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And so these people are like just ignorant, spoiled brats. They have no fucking clue. Okay, and that's in the U.S. But out of the U.S. is a whole fucking
Different
world of fucking shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, let me give you, like, when they sent Mike Huntley after me, he was telling me all sorts of stories when I was like 14, 15 about NSA, carnivore system. Okay, I'm sure you're way too young. Okay. Carnivore system, which I thought was a wives' tale, and I still don't know if it actually existed, but it probably did, now knowing that Snowden came forward.
Right.
In the 80s, early 80s, I'm guessing it was when Mike came around, supposedly there was an NSA, National Security Agency system, called Carnivore, and we didn't really have computers. We had mainframes and we had simple computing like Commodore 64, Atari 800s,
Oh yeah.
Apple IIe's, and the business computers are all reel-to-reel tape mainframes.
Okay.
It was a whole different world.
Yeah.
And so if you visualize Carnivore, it'd probably be reel-to-reel things in a vault
Okay.
recording. Okay, now this was all based on the phone systems.
600 feet.
The internet didn't exist.
I-10 West ramp to Santa Monica.
Internet did not exist. We had basic modems and BBSs, bulletin board systems, which were very
Turn right
limited.
onto the I-10 West ramp.
Didn't see, don't look. Okay.
That was impressive. I would have missed it for sure.
Okay, so
1,000 feet. Merge onto I-10 West.
so the whole thing with Mike Huntley, which he might have been honest, he might have even been a government spook. Was it? Okay, so Carnivore was supposedly a phone system that recorded and monitored all of your phone conversations, and if you said a flag keyword like kill, if you're on the phone, you say, I'm going to kill the president.
Right.
Boom, it flags it, picks it up. It's on the recorded phones, the phone calls. Now I can't tell you if the system really exists.
I heard about something like that though. I don't know.
It probably did. It probably did, honestly. Now looking back. Back then I was like, whatever.
Right.
And back then, like, they had all these weird, like, phone lines, and, and I didn't really call many of them or anything, but I think we might have did some crank calling or something as kids. I don't know. Mike had some weird stories about supposedly new girl that was a phone sex girl, and he would tell me stories about people addicted to phone. Just working all these weird angles, right? Okay, so remember, Mike Huntley's the one that sent the stripper out, right? Okay, so then Mike Huntley got into buying air and water filters, NSA air and water filters.
Okay.
Well, that's a little strange, don't you
A
think?
little bit,
The
yeah.
guy telling me NSA stories was buying air filters. He was reselling them. He was buying
Okay.
and reselling them or something. Going door to door selling them.
Oh,
At
really?
least that's what the story was. I don't know. He probably just bought them to you. me out or something. I don't know how I got sidetracked, but what I'm saying is there's all sorts of shit we don't know.
Right.
And we watch fictional fantasy movies about government shits, and we don't think that we just go, oh, well, that's the movies, and most of the time it is. But to think that there isn't some kind of freaky shit going on that happens, which is probably fairly rare in our government, there's got to be all sorts of
There is all sorts of
shit that we don't know about.
Right.
And Snowden really blew the top on this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even it's hard to know when Hollywood dramatizes shit, but in like the movie Snowden, they're showing how they're setting people up as patsies to go after people, destroying their lives, and all sorts of shit, right?
Right.
That shit happens.
Right.
Okay, so whatever. Totally. So back to the long sidetrack point. I totally got sidetracked. Brittany, this is my thought. I'm 29 years old.
It's late to take a selfie.
Okay. So I'm 29 years old.
Continue on I-45.
I'm sitting in an office. I'm noticing there's a worldwide extermination campaign to wipe me off the map. I'm 29. Everywhere you go, people know it. Same thing we're seeing now at 29. And the whistling, like 10 to 100 people per day whistling at me every city. 29. I'm freaked out. I don't know what's going on. Mike Huntley, I've given you enough rope to hang yourself. We're going to tighten the noose until you're dead and gone. World paranoia. Have a good life, man. You're a fucking dead man. We're using the system against you. You're a fucking dead man. Now, this is what I was thinking. You must have been like 11 years old, 10 years old.
How old are you now?
48.
How old am I?
31.
31. Yeah, what's the math? I'm terrible.
31.
7? Is that right?
No. 9 is 40. 9 plus 8 is, 17.
17?
So I guess my math is off.
Right.
Yeah, 17. Okay, my math was off. But let's apply this to a 10-year-old.
Okay.
You got your 10-year-old girl. She's sitting at a dinner table. Hi, Mommy. Will you pass the mashed potatoes? Sure, darling. And then the dinner conversations. So, what about that Kevin monster? What kind of crimes did he commit now? Is he still running around the streets? Mommy, who is Kevin Perlman? Oh, honey, you're a little young, but he's this crazy guy, and he's destroying the streets, and he's a sexual predator, and he's stalked people, and he's still running around. They haven't caught him yet. Blah blah blah.
Oh, geez.
Who knows? I'm making shit up based on what the conversation at everyone's home is when they're talking about Kevin Perlman, going, Kevin, nobody knows you. Okay.
Right.
Now, my point is that here's this 10-year-old. Their social skills are limited. Their education's limited. Their perception of the world is very simple from what their parents teach them.
Exactly.
And what they're learning in this closed-minded, immature child is that this guy's a monster and needs to be rid of the world.
Right.
Okay, they don't know any better. They're not thinking for themselves.
No.
Okay, so this kid grows up with these values that Kevin Perlman is reinforcing in him as a monster.
Right.
Because now I'm 48. And no matter what you tell them, the thought in their mind is that Kevin's a monster and he did all these horrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They
That's
don't
terrible.
know any better.
Right.
They don't think, because it's so reinforced from childhood,
Right.
that this is how it is. That if I tell you, go to church and the Bible's real and this and that, blah blah blah, and you learn that from fucking 5 years old, and then one day you find out that it was all fiction.
Right.
That is very possible that someone comes forward one day with proof that it's all fiction.
Right.
Okay, I'm not trying to badmouth Christianity or religion. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That everyone believes that Christianity and the Bible is true, not because there's any proof, but because it's shoveled down our throats.
Right. That's what you're told. Yeah.
Okay? Now, I could switch the topic to something else. It wouldn't be so touchy with people. I can't think right now, but I'm sure 100 analogies will come up.
Well, that's a good one.
Whatever. If you want to say the value of the dollar and then you find out it was never that value.
Right.
Whatever.
Whatever it
okay,
is.
you believe what you're told.
Right.
Especially as a kid, and it's reinforced. Now I meet people, Kevin, what's going on? What's this really about? You tell them and they're still mad at you because it's reinforced. And now that I'm 48, you have young kids, they're all being sort of given false history lessons. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So that was my thought. That's all. That's a long drawn.
No, I mean it's like, what are these conversations like?
Look, I go into a coffee shop. The average coffee shop employee is 18 to 25. They're young, they're naive, they believe everything they're told. They're told to attack me in anger and rage. They're told I committed all these crimes that don't exist. And they instantly believe it because it's so reinforced.
Right, they take it as true.
In this worldwide secret history of bullshit.
Right.
Yet, if you have any common sense, you're going to say, why is everything a secret?
Right.
Why couldn't you put it on a public news channel stating it?
That's a very
what do you have something
point.
not? What do you have to hide? This guy isn't allowed to have a counter argument.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Because I'll tell you, if it was on the fucking news, they'd be sued. Boom.
Oh,
They'd be
yeah.
fucking sued in an instant, and they knew that. Right?
Right. So it's like, how do you get so many people? It's just crazy.
It's just reinforced because it's the dinner topic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And every day they're getting new lies about Kevin Pearlman.
Right.
It gets reinforced, and they believe it even more and more.
Over and
But there's no
over.
proof behind anything.
No.
It's just
Right. People.
it's hearsay.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like creative writers hired to just every week make up a new lie.
Shit.
Like
Yes.
it's like when if you watch a reality show and you start thinking the reality show is real.
Right.
Like you know when you watch those reality shows, half of it is
It's
they
bullshit. Yeah.
thematically put in situations for drama.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, now some people might actually think that that's how the life really is.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that for sure. But it's not. It's all scripted.
Correct.
Yeah.
Scripted or made to look what they want it to look like, right?
Edited.
Hey, Kevin did a photo shoot with this black girl Ariana in 2005, and Kevin did all these horrible things to her. Well, the only thing that really happened is she contacted me on Facebook, said let's do a photo shoot. They said let's go to P.F. Chang's, and then was trying to get a confession that I think I'm Mike Tyson that beats up women. That's the only thing that happened.
Like ridiculous.
And then she was supposedly katana or something, right? And then they came after me saying that, well, because I put a black girl on a chessboard, I'm a white supremacist who's playing games with black girls' lives.
Which is
Okay?
right.
But those are all cover-ups to the situation. We sent this person after you, or she's working with these worldwide groups to take it all upon herself to hunt me,
Right.
and trying to get those coerced false confessions. And when she couldn't get the confession, she got angry and angry. And when she realized I got smarter and smarter and blocked her on Facebook, she was getting abusive. It's the end of the world. I need to die. And I raped her, and I pillaged her, and I tried to kill her. Who knows what was said, right?
Right.
And then there's movies hinting about Ariana models and hinting about me with like Matthew McConaughey or whatever, the ghost of whatever.
Oh,
Girlfriend's
past.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
which is a good movie, but they try to sort of portray me as him. And by the way, when that movie came out, he joined my MySpace or something.
Really?
Yeah, so it was just like, I want you to be my fan and I want you to watch my movies because I'm putting fucking hidden messages in my movies.
Right.
Okay, so anyways, I don't want to get... We have one more very important topic, so let's skip to the end. You don't need to even. It's the George Floyd situation.
Right.
Okay, I mean, first, Brittany, what's your thoughts about this?
It's fucking terrible.
Correct. It's like horrific, right?
Yeah. It's,
Okay. I mean, do you want to graphically expand or?
Oh no. I mean,
What your
it's
thoughts
just
about this?
brutal. It's horrifying and heinous. I don't know.
So
And there's no.
okay, so there's a man. We all know the situation. Everyone's fucking picketing worldwide. It's so horrible. But it is a daily situation, or not a daily, but every few months, actually,
Yeah.
because we don't remember that was caught on cell phone,
Right. There's so many.
but it happens all the time where there's no proof. Now, what do we have? Let's break it down to its basics. We have a guy that was arrested. I think he was a security guard or something. He was arrested. I haven't even spent the time to look at why he was arrested because I don't even fucking care.
Right.
Because what I saw was an execution.
Yeah.
It doesn't even fucking matter why he was arrested. He could have been arrested for pissing on the sidewalk. He could have been arrested for slapping a girl. He could have been arrested for shooting someone, but I don't think he was arrested for anything that horrible.
No, it was suspected, like, check.
Okay, now remember that you go to trial.
Uh-huh.
You're innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
And still, you might have a bunk trial like me where it's paid off. Or just a shitty lawyer that doesn't fucking care. And I've seen most of those lawyers don't care.
No, like you said, it was an execution. And it was...
So you can, first of all, you can't say the guy is guilty, but even if he was, it wouldn't fucking matter.
No, exactly. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so that's a very important point.
Right.
Now we see on camera, he's brutally fucking choked, suffocated, with a knee on his throat, while he's screaming for help. You know, okay, whenever, I give up, I don't know.
Yeah.
The second cop is actually standing in front of the motherfucking cell phone trying to block the camera view.
Right.
Okay, well, you don't think that guy had something to hide if he's trying to...
Exactly.
If you have to block a fucking camera, you're a police officer trying to block a cell phone video,
You don't want to...
you know you're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, any 10-year-old can see that was an execution.
Yeah.
You see the guy struggling. You see them kill the motherfucker on cell phone. We've seen it before several times.
Right.
Brittany, is that any different than what's being done to me since 5 years old?
No.
It's identical, correct? Except one facet.
They haven't executed you.
I'm not being touched.
Right.
But, like Mike Hunley said, I've given you enough rope to hang yourself with. We're tightening the noose slowly. We're ratcheting down slowly with worldwide support until you're fucking dead and gone. Okay? There's no due process. There's no judicial system. Except for cops working with security companies and mass groups to torture and kill me and the psychology community,
Right.
saying, you need to tell us what you did.
Right.
Correct? So I'm slowly being tortured and suffocated. The same thing is applying pressure on someone's neck until the body or brain just gives out and you die.
Right.
Okay? Now this 42-year knee on the neck, people don't think is wrong for Kevin Perlman.
It's beyond wrong.
No matter how much video I show them, no matter they don't. Okay?
Why? Like, that's a...
Why for me?
Yeah, like, what's the, you know...
I mean, we go through this
Every time, I know, but it's just like...
only they can only. Brittany, if you just watched a parking lot of people try to fucking kill me, correct?
And there's no...
Well, they have to know why they're trying to kill me. They can't know what they're doing.
Right.
We're just trying to torture and kill Kevin, but I don't know why. They have to know.
Right.
They have to know. They had to have been told something, and they have to know why they're doing it.
Right.
They have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to ask them. I mean, there's an entire planet, over 4 billion people.
You brought up the good point with the dinner table thing, because if these kids are just like...
Something's pissing them off to fucking execute me, and they gotta know why they're doing what they're doing.
I mean...
They might not understand it. They might think what they're told is true.
Like that you're a bad guy.
Correct. If you go up
whatever.
and say, you see that Kevin guy, he raped 10 women,
Yeah.
help us remove from society, they're going to oh, that's unacceptable and come after me, but they're not going to understand that they were lied to. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They're not going to understand that they're really doing it for a different reason, but they have to have some kind of reason. You know what I'm saying?
This is like, what about, okay, so...
You don't just
with
have a
it-
worldwide group of people trying to torture and kill someone, and then none of them, they're all mindless
No.
drones.
Well, that's what I was wondering, like with everything with Hitler and the terrible things.
Well,
that
they knew
he
what
did.
they were doing.
So,
Hitler
what-
went out.
What was their...
The
Why?
reasoning was that the Jews and other nationalities were inferior races and needed to die so that they could create the supreme race. You know that?
I just...
And not everyone believed this, but the hierarchy of power with the Nazis and the people in the government.
Yeah.
Okay, look, if you were in the government and like a Nazi and you said, I don't want to kill that Jew, then they put a bullet in your head.
Okay.
So there's a peer pressure to do what you're fucking told or you die.
Okay.
So listen, not everyone's the same, but there's a hierarchy of fear
Yeah.
from the top,
Right.
okay? We're going to try to kill minorities or put them in concentration camps or slowly kill them to get rid of them so they don't exist because we're the superior race and they're the inferior race.
And it's like if that were the case, then why would you have to exterminate them in the first place?
Keep left
Like,
before
what if they're not a threat to
Hate.
you? Why exactly?
Hate.
It's like
Hate, fear, insecurity.
right.
There's no personal reason.
Continue on US 1.
It's the same reason that black people were made slaves or put on crosses and burned and killed.
Hate.
And the KKK originates from Adolf Hitler and white power, white supremacy.
It's
Yeah.
all fucking
It's all pure hate. There's no reason. They don't know why they're killing you. It's like peer pressure.
hate. Right.
Okay? Those dirty Jews, they smell, they stink, they take everyone's money.
Right.
They're this, they're that, and we're the better culture, and we're stronger, and our genetics are better, and they need to die, and there's no place for them on this planet. Okay? And now they're all having beers with their buddies, and they're all kind of like white trash hicks.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, I totally fucking agree about it. And they're generally agreeing to agree to be in a popularity group or
Right.
social group.
Right.
And then all of a sudden what happens is that kids are born into these families that as a young age they preach hate and they just pick up these genetic, not necessarily genetic, but these correct.
Yeah.
And it builds this army of hate.
Right. For nothing,
Okay.
based on nothing.
Correct. And so there's all sorts of levels. I mean, there were Germans that actually housed Jews that didn't believe in the Nazi, but they were in fear of being killed because you would be killed
Oh yeah.
if you housed a Jew and you were a German and they found out.
Right.
Okay? So that fear. Don't read books, we kill you.
Mm-hmm.
All sorts of shit in a complete police-feared state
Yeah.
based on pure control, hate, rage from the top.
Right.
Okay? Now you would say, how could that happen? Why? It just did. It spawned like-minded hate groups, and they're not very educated. Okay, look, before we had technology, people believed that the stars
Right. The Earth was
did
flat.
this and that, and they believed the Earth was flat because they didn't know any better.
Right.
But there are people that, because they're ignorant, have
So,
hateful
like,
views.
Yeah.
Okay? Or lack of education, they didn't get a high school degree, and they're just filled with hate because they don't know any better.
Right.
Or they're taught these hate morals. Okay, so you could theoretically say, well, Mike Conley and Jason Perlman wanted to create this chaos for Kevin Perlman at 5 years old with Ronald Barry Perlman to execute me. The same type of hate is being filled in children growing up against Kevin Perlman that he's a horrible monster and he's not human and he's different and he's like a robot and he's not like us and he's asexual and he has a different way of loving and all the weird bullshit his kind can't exist.
Right.
That's where all their weird, freaky, his kind bullshit comes from. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not the truth. The truth is, I am the same as you and them and him. And I do like sex and relationships and women and this and that.
Right.
It was all robbed from me with cover-up lies to put me in a cage, a mental cage, and take everything away from me.
Right.
And this whole mental cage concept, do you remember the movie Wizards and what they did, what Avatar did to Peace, the robot?
Yeah.
He tortured his mind into like a controlled state.
Yeah.
And he says that he's so tortured, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Now my father shows me Wizards at 5 years old and then tries to make it look like I conform to media and Wizards, and he's coming after me for drawing pictures from the movie Wizards with Patty Guggen, and he's coming after me with these weird gun tactics. I think Kevin's gun, and he has a gun, and he's a violent paranoid schizo.
Right.
When he himself is planning the season, trying to make me look crazy.
Exactly.
Okay, and then it switches to movie to movie to movie to movie to movie to movie.
Right.
Okay, I could go through all sorts of. When I was 16, after the whole, I believe Mike Huntley to tell everyone I supposedly cut Melody's brake lines, the stripper. It was never directly said. It was said that her boyfriend cut her brake lines and tried to kill her. But you know how Mike Huntley works.
Right.
And my father, they tell me one thing about someone else, and then people come after me, trying to make me look crazy. My father then gets me a job at Mercedes Star Auto House in Van Nuys Boulevard, I think it was. Sort of apprentice, like a 25-year-old, and I was probably 17.
Okay.
Now, my father, as you've seen, does a thing with the schizo names. So, Gabby Angle, the owner, Gabby, with an angle.
She was the owner.
That's a he.
That's a he?
Yeah.
Gabby, I think.
Not the porn star Gabby that was kind of working on me. Gabby Carter with Richard Carter, but Gabby Angle.
Oh, I've never heard a man named Gabby.
Yeah, no, it's a man. Probably German. Using the name conventions to try to make it look like I'm a schizo that I wasn't picking up on. I don't remember the guy I was kind of working under, learning from. You have to understand that I was building cars, and I went to West Valley Occupational Center taking classes how to build cars. Also,
That's cool.
I still didn't have enough experience to really do real jobs.
Right.
Okay, but anyways, let's skip to the point. The guy that I was working under, that I was doing trivial shit, said fuck you to me, threw a wrench at me, and loosened the lug nuts on a fucking car to try to fucking end my existence. And
Why did he say that to you?
they said that this is Chuck Norris's car, and when you drive it home to him, loosening the lug nuts.
Right.
At this point, I'm thinking back, I highly doubt it was Chuck Norris's car. Just sort of working some weird freaky angles.
Right.
And then if I probably watched, I think I did years ago watch some Chuck Norris movies. I think there were some schizo references they were working on for the Chuck Norris movies in high school. Okay, but if you take out the schizo message, you're still going, why is this guy doing all these things?
Right.
And why are they mad at me? Probably saying that I did it to my car, right? Like,
yeah, why was he, what? He said, fuck you, if you're wrenching you.
I can't remember, he got mad at me for something, and for the simplest thing, he said, fuck you. And I think I said, fuck you back, and then he threw a wrench at me. And he talked about going off for stupid shit like everyone else. But then where it really got weird was when the lug nuts were loosened.
Right.
And I wasn't making the connection that it was personal.
Right.
I was thinking, well, accidents do happen.
So did you try and drive it and then?
Yeah, I started driving back to his house, and the tire was like, thud, 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 thud. And really, it would probably be really hard to kill someone that way, but it's still pretty fucked up.
Right.
Something could happen.
Yeah.
But if the intent is there, trying to cause an accident or something.
Exactly. It's there. Yeah.
Okay? The situations aren't normal if you start to add up, connect the dots, because this keeps happening.
Exactly.
From person to person.
Right.
Okay. So, but the schizo things are where they were trying to make me look crazy. The Gabby angle. The Starbucks. I'm going to get rid of you at every Starbucks. Star Auto House. Sending Germans like Pat Malaki after me with Victoria Wall. motherfucker, whatever. Okay, so my father putting the bullet hole in his 300E Mercedes and saying I tried to kill or scare him with the LAPD. Okay, you see how things start to once you connect the dots? Okay. My mother's saying it because they called me Kid Taco in high school. I can't stop talking and I have mental illness, even though it was about them saying I'm a Mexican for building cars, shitty cars. Hinting to Gabby Angle or Gabby Carter, because Richard Carter and an accidental incident where I had Ryan Weaver's paint gun and it was empty and I was shooting it. An empty gun.
Yeah.
Paint gun, not a real gun. And I was pointing it at my friend Shane. Going click, click, just fucking around.
Right.
Yes, I'm gonna admit that it's stupid to point any gun, even a paint gun, at anyone, even though paint guns are generally harmless. Brian Weaver saw me doing it, and he reloaded it when I wasn't looking, kind of like Brandon Lee. And I pick it back up, and yes, I know I shouldn't be pointing at any type of.
Right.
But it's not. I never would do it with a real gun. And I go click, boom, and it shoots. And then, unfortunately, it goes right here and almost knocks his fucking eye out. But now let's put the pieces together.
Right. He did that.
Ryan Weaver framed me with Ryan Hirsch in 8th grade. Now we're talking 16, 17.
Right.
Ryan Weaver copied me building cars, set me up with my father, tried to make it look like I stole $10,000 from my father, because my father was mad at me for building cars. Because my father was running around saying Kevin's out of control, and we got to stop him before anything happens.
You weren't doing anything.
I didn't do anything. I wasn't out of control. Now you have this extra incident. Well, if Ryan Weaver's saying it's public shaming and he reloaded the gun,
That's his fault.
well, it's partially my fault for being stupid, but you have to keep things in perspective. It's not a real gun. And they go out every weekend and shoot each other with paint pellets. Okay?
Right.
So it's a different context than I'm pulling out a fucking 9mm. Okay. So my father's trying to clump this shit together, right? Okay, but let's get back to the George thing, because we're getting... Okay. So Kevin Perlman is being George Floyded with worldwide support since 5 years old. Most people don't think that's wrong, but when they think of George Floyd, the entire fucking country is with picket signs. But not one person will stand up for Kevin Perlman. I mean, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Now the cops, how do I say this? I'm glad in the respect that it happened to make the statement that needs to be made, but I'm not glad that George died or got hurt.
Right. Not glad that happened. Yeah.
Correct. But the timing with coronavirus, the worldwide stay-at-home, George, which is a horrible fucking thing, but it's the same thing being done to me, and it makes the same statement that they need to realize that that is what's being done to me. And I'm not saying this should have happened, I'm saying that because it happened, it's a similar message to the world that whether you're tortured and killed with a knee on your neck, or you're tortured and killed with psychological battering, it's the same exact method of killing someone, one by touching someone, one by not, and the people need to realize that that is exactly what's being done to me. Okay, now sure, you could take what I just said out of context, little fragments, make me look like a bad guy like they always do.
Yeah, no.
Oh wait,
You're good.
is that Lost Hills?
No, you got away.
No, but it's not.
That's Kelly's.
Oh, okay. Hello, friend. Okay, so hello, friend. Okay, so, Okay, so anyway, I mean, I think we should really expand on George Floyd.
Yeah.
Okay, so, because I think this is extremely important. I think that while people are out on every fucking curb with picket signs, yet not one motherfucker will hold a picket sign for me, I think that that's fucking important.
Right.
The message for Kevin Perlman is the same. And when I see people say Black Lives Matter, they do. But everyone's life, all lives matter. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, do you want to expand on any of this? I mean, you gotta have thoughts about this. It's totally synonymous.
Yeah, I think that just everything is fucking horrendous and things need to change and people need to...
Yeah, I mean, I was watching on the news last night. They fabricated the autopsy report.
Right?
Okay? They found just like the things you're seeing with internal affairs for me and the Bar Association.
Right.
They did it with them. Now they finally released a real report.
Right.
And, what did the police officer say? Well, you know, when this happened, I fired the guy. Oh, that's fucking great. You know, you're out killing people?
Right.
Right? Okay, so wait. We're in Lost Hills. Okay, we don't need... I'm done with Utes again. Okay, so we're at... Shit, what is this joint called? Did you read the sign? Saratoga something. We're at Lost Hills on Saratoga something. Here's a little park here, Hyde Park. Okay, if I sit there, I'm committing a crime. I'm probably stalking Mike Huntley's mother. Okay, so, because I'm not allowed to leave my house or I'm trying to kill someone. Okay, so, Mike Huntley's parents, Lost Hills. They've always been here since I was a kid. Mike Huntley wanted me to come back from Colorado, start Signity Services, an internet host provider, where we later on find out that they're using movie references, putting things in movies, or showing me movies to try to make me look like I conform to media and I'm a violent paranoid schizo. Hence, Jason and his friends when I'm like 14 years old and getting older, showing me endless horror movies, then saying Kevin's crazy and he thinks he's in a horror movie and we think he might kill someone, whatever. Okay. So anyone that's seen the movie Clerks will be able to put this together. Why did Mike Huntley want to start a company with him? And why did Mike Huntley want to put our original server room in his mother's house here on Dante's View Road? Brittany, what does the street sign say here?
Dante's View in Hellman?
Correct. 5000 Dante's View Drive. Dante Hicks from the movie Clerks. Mitch Viner, there's a guy in the movie who goes in, he has like OCD, and he goes in and he's feeling eggs for like an hour. He said, you gotta pick one and buy it or something. Looks exactly like Mitch Viner, lived right around here.
No way.
Yep. I'm not sure if it's this house or that house or whatever, but right around here.
Okay.
Mitch Viner originally introduced, I believe, Mike Huntley here to Jason Perlman, my brother, and they all started to work on me. Okay, now we are now here at Mike Huntley's mother's house. 5003 here. They've been parking cars in twos backwards here. Now they're all forwards. You see this small garage here?
Yeah.
I come back from Colorado and hanging out at Mike Huntley's house on Friar, barbecuing every night. We're talking about our dreams and making money. We built a server knock in here, a little mini server knock in here. And we get a T1 line in there, which was expensive and fast back then. Now they're slower and shit. And we set up the first server room before we start growing bigger and bigger. And that's all fine and dandy until you start to find out that people from Starbucks are saying that you're masturbating in the bathroom like scenes out of the movie Clerks.
Right.
Okay. Now, I mean, Brittany, do you have any fucking thoughts on this? Okay. Mitch Viner there that looks exactly like the guy with the eggs. The whole egg thing that links to my childhood. And on Triumpho Canyon, T1, they moved me back to grade T1. We got a T1 line here. Triumpho Canyon, T1 class. The teacher's cracking an egg. They had chickens. It was like a ranch type of thing. The teacher cracks an egg. They're cooking something. She cracks an egg. An unfertilized little embryo drops bloody embryo. Yeah. These are all connected schizo hints.
Oh my god.
Okay?
Jesus.
And here we are at Dante Hicks, and my guess is that Dante Hicks was named after Dante View and Jennifer Hickerson, from my high school class. And there's a lot of Jennifers that want me dead for some reason.
There's a lot of Jennifers in your life.
And they even have a movie called, what, Jennifer's Body they're working on me with Brian Longbotham. Okay. And that's why everyone's jelly. Okay, so...
oh my god, that's crazy.
Okay, so... I mean, Brittany, am I imagining this? Well, you could say the streets exist, but I'm just putting things together that aren't...
No.
I mean, that's a lot of fucking coincidences, right?
Yes, that's exactly
and being that black people are following me, egg mobbing me, like Tom Farley did to Eric Johnson on his Grunion runs, and Jason was going out on his car runs, and they started going out on their runs after I started weightlifting and jogging.
After you did it, then they started.
And their whole concept of runs was about getting people to chase them and go ballistic on them.
Okay.
Trying to sort of hint I committed some crime about jogging. How can you commit a crime for jogging and weightlifting? I don't even understand it.
No, because it makes no sense.
Right?
At all.
Correct. None of these things do.
No.
It's just I hate your guts. You need to die. Okay, so with Jason, the urologist.
That way.
Oh yeah, I always thought into that.
Well,
okay.
This is new, I think.
So back to Georgie. No, sorry. No, I do have respect for George.
Yeah. That's so sad.
And it's a fucked up situation, but and ironically the first thoughts that come to my head, this is how fucked up from what they're doing in my life, the first thoughts that come to my head is like, oh, like Pink Floyd? No. Because there's so many people mad at me for listening to Pink Floyd.
Really?
And I'm like, why do you have a problem with me liking Pink Floyd and the song Wish You Were Here? And
right. There's
Adriana Oliveira's coming after me. Wanting to go rollerblading, hinting about if you should go skating on thin ice of my life because I used to sing quote lyrics, or we're two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year, and then people try to sort of do it to me or whatever. Right. Okay, so that was ironically the first thought, like Floyd. I mean, that's ironic, but okay, back to the point. Obviously, that's not a fake situation. It's the same fucking thing. So why can they see that that's wrong? An entire planet, fucking everything's going to chaos, man. We have, for the first time in my life, I've ever seen martial law other than movies.
Right. Everything's going crazy. It's true.
Right? Curfew is martial law.
That's
okay?
Crazy.
Military has stepped in. Stating there's martial law. I mean, you said you were scared. I mean, there's no
I was fine, thank you.
reason to be scared, but it is a little freaky. We have armed guards with M16s.
Yeah, it's like
more so, I think, in Long Beach and Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Because that's where the looting really got bad. I don't know where else, but
like downtown LA, West Hollywood, like at least a couple days.
Sure, but you can understand if the police aren't going to fucking do what's right. That's what it takes. Right. Okay, what's gonna fix my life? People fucking coming forward, holding picket signs. We know what you did to Kevin Perlman. Okay, that's the only thing that's gonna solve my problem.
Right. Like something like this.
Yeah. It doesn't. I'm not saying to this level.
Right.
But what I'm saying is
taking a stand.
People taking a stand for what's right and wrong. And if killing someone with your knee is wrong, then so is trying to turn someone into a violent paranoid schizo and off them or lock them in bouncy rooms. Correct. Or they're walking around every day screaming at the top of their lungs like that person sitting on the fucking on the street there, and they can have a good life, and nobody thinks that person after person taking turns on them is wrong until they get to that point. Okay? Yeah. It's the same fucking crime. Actually, it's worse. Let me put it this way. George Floyd was screaming for 8 minutes in severe pain, correct? Well, I've gone 19 fucking years with that same pain. Okay, try to imagine that.
I can't.
Okay? That constant, we're torturing you and And you're just like, stop, okay, stop. You need to stop. You know, what do you want me to tell you? Stop.
Right.
You need to tell us. Stop. What? Tell me what you want me to tell you. Tell me what you accuse me of. You know what you did. And we're not going to stop until you tell me. Stop. You know, tell me. Tell me what you want. And they know that there is nothing I can give them already before that they are doing it. And why would you do it in the first place?
To torture somebody.
Correct. And if I did something, why wasn't I arrested for it?
Exactly.
Right?
They wanted torture. And they want to cause more.
Correct. They want to punish me by torturing me and killing me with some kind of false accusation that I've never even been in a courtroom for.
Right.
I've never been arrested, accused. When I first came to you, they were saying I killed someone.
Which is completely insane.
Okay, but who did I kill? We can't answer the question.
No.
They even took my DNA at one point in 2013.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Like, to see if you were the person who killed
No, to scare me.
I mean, there was no.
It's the same reason my family took me to hypnotists.
Did they? When you were younger?
Yeah, remember we had a whole conversation on video about me being off guard, about lack of thought control,
Right.
and then they're saying, you know what you did. So now you're thinking back to the hypnotist, trying to intimidate. And then you have girls, strippers, like Samantha saying, you think about a hypnotist, and I'm going to school to be a hypnotist, and trying to intimidate you and scare you into confession. But why did my family send 4 people after me to take me to strip clubs? Starting in 1992 with Eric Christensen, who came after me working with San Diego PD. What does San Diego have to do with it? I never even been to San Diego back then.
Right.
Right?
It seems like I don't know.
Okay, Eric Christensen, 92. Let's go to strip clubs. I'm going to end your existence. Introducing me to his girlfriend, Jen, in San Diego. More Jens! With a girl, Kat. Trying to reenact knife throwing things. Eric Christensen moved to go to University of Colorado, transfer. Val Moroza walks in the student union pool hall, a Russian exchange student. Let's go to strip clubs and start a company. Number 2, Kevin's a stalker. I need to rid him of the world and use him. Move back to California. Tom Farley and Rody Morales. Let's go to strip clubs. Blah blah blah. Rody Morales. Let's go to strip clubs and start. You see something weird going on here?
Yeah. Same thing. Strip clubs.
Correct. Now this whole strip club, I think, same thing starts with my mother walking up to me asking me if I hit Josh Burnham in the head with a golf club. I think.
Right.
Because club.
Well, strip club.
Golf club, strip club. And then when I at 29, when I flipped the shit apple.
Lady, we see you now.
Let it go, lady.
Let it go.
Okay. So at 29, I'm in the office. I've given you enough rope to hang yourself with. Have a good life now. Tim Thompson, remember, connected. We could go on either. Wait, that is. I'm so used to going on New Hampshire. Okay, so
sorry, let me just text this girl. She's waiting.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, so we're in the office. Mike Huntley's blabbing about how I'm the bad seed dead man type thing, and Tim Thompson, who we were working on some of the jobs for Hot Body International, had the porn box covers on his desk with Alexis Amore on the top, all that weird shit. The other girl, Brittany Love, at the amateur contest they want to take me to. Whatever, I'm not going into that.
So this one.
Yeah, I'm tired, so I was like, oh yeah. So we're in the office, Mike's babbling how I'm a bad seed or whatever, I'm a monster. And Tim Thompson is swinging like an imaginary golf club. Like behind him as he's sort of ripping into him. Like a hinting message, right? So you don't know what specifically, you have to sort of try to put the pieces together, but they don't make sense fully, right?
Right.
And they keep switching. Well, which is it? Is Is it I supposedly hit Josh Berto in the head with a golf club? Or is it I supposedly cut Melody Ripper's brake lines?
Right.
I mean, which one is it, right?
Right.
And then that followed by we keep showing you horror movies saying you're crazy.
Right. That's
Because they want me to
insane.
conform to the movie.
Right.
Okay?
Oh my god.
So think about it, right?
Oh, it's like, so what? I mean,
In the last 30 minutes, everything we've talked about is movies and Jason and all his friends.
right.
And Jason wanted to put me in a mental institution.
And just everything, all of them, like,
Correct.
enough rope to hang. What'd you say? It gave you enough rope to hang.
Give you enough rope
So-
to hang yourself. And then he'd invite me over to his house while we had Signet to barbecue, and he'd say, let's watch this movie, Bad Taste, and then it was almost like this, I'm guilting you. And then what he would do is, Mike Conley would do is, he'd show me the movie Fight Club,
Right.
and then
Oh my
therapist
God.
actually asked me if I'm not Nicolas Cage,
Oh,
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
Playing this game, like Kevin
Oh,
conformed to Fight Club when I showed it to him, and so he's harassing people when he walks down the street, but they're actually harassing me.
Jesus. Fuck. A therapist asked you that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Do you mind pulling out back again?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess we got to sum this up.
You that.
It just goes from movie to movie, thing to thing. You're crazy, and they know I'm not.
Right.
Okay, so why are they doing it?
To make you,
Look crazy, and to
feel
make
crazy.
ridding me of the world look justified.
right, but that also doesn't make sense because being crazy, like you said, isn't a crime.
Sure. So would you classify this as a government assassination then,
Right.
with the psychology community behind it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, and we can analyze it till the cows come home. We have a family that hates my guts at 5 years old and wants to off me, and maybe they're protecting their friends or something. With the I got your back type of mentality in the psychology community. I don't know. I mean, how many death threats have I had just here alone,
Oh, God.
or everywhere when I go to therapists that I don't talk, or there are different variations of I don't talk, or they'll fucking execute me.
It's just.
And I can't imagine anyone in the psychology community being like some kind of criminal murdering thug, but they are.
Right.
And it only applies to me, so why is it happening? It's part of their agenda to eradicate me, but I'm just looking at the black pickup here.
Oh, backwards. Somebody's in
He's
it.
waiting in it too.
Yeah.
Because he knows I drop you off back here.
He's there a lot too. I've
Is
seen
he?
him there.
Oh, he's leaving now.
Really?
So, I mean, it could be a random event, but...
Oh my god.
Okay, so anyways, I guess you have a patient, right?
Yeah, she's.
Okay, so
waiting.
quick sum up.
Quick sum up that
Anything?
people need to realize that there are different types of, like, the physical violence and murder that just occurred, which is horrendous.
Murder's murder and pain's pain.
Yes.
Whether you're touched or not.
Psychological- Yeah, psychological is excruciating pain.
And it all comes to intent and method, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I want to kill that guy, but I'm not going to touch it. Like the book that Stephen Ainbinder was around, How to Kill Someone and Get Away with It, my father's ex-partner's son, which was sort of linked to the Menendez brothers. And I have a feeling there's something to that, even though Jason and his friends weren't directly involved. I mean, they're very close
Right.
connections, because my father was partners with Dennis Ainbinder, and Stephen Ainbinder was semi around this involvement, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
So even, anyways.
I remember you talking to me
Yeah,
about that.
and don't you see the we want to kill Kevin and get away with it type of thing?
What about that show, How to Get Away with Murder?
I never saw it.
Oh, okay. There's a show. Sorry, it reminded
Actually,
me.
I
when
got
you
to
said
go to the bathroom. So,
that. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll put it in gear. Okay, so,
Thank you for this movie, by the way.
oh yeah. So once again, if you want to know the roots of the Kevin conforms the media lie, watch 1977 Wizards. It'll explain everything about Kevin's supposedly a white supremacist,
Right.
and the whole gun scam of theirs.
Right. Which is all bullshit.
Yeah,
Complete
on their agenda.
agenda.
Okay, so their never-ending agenda that ends after I'm dead. I guess that's it. So, till next time.